From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
George Reed here.
Well, hi, George. Haven't heard from you in a long time.
Skip the formalities, Johnny. I have a problem.
You and everybody else.
$25,000 problem. Possibly $50,000.
Double indemnity clause, huh?
Right.
Who's insured?
Name is Mercedes Crabtree.
Crabtree.
Elderly woman, lives out in Montana.
Uh-huh. And how long has the policy been in effect?
Almost 30 years.
And you're crying because you have to pay it off?
Well, that's it, Johnny. We aren't sure.
What?
A few days ago, somebody took a shot at her. They missed. But,
Yeah?
last night, she disappeared.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, American Branch Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Silver Bell matter, spelled B-E-double-L-E. Expense account item 185 cents, taxi from my apartment to George Reed's office. He was on his feet waiting for me. His suit looked like he'd slept in it.
Close the door, Johnny.
Yeah, sure.
Johnny, I'm not going to mince words with you. This one's important, not only to me, but to Floyd.
Oh, how come?
Because Mrs. Crabtree was one of our first American clients, and because Murdoch Morton sold her that policy.
Murdoch Morton, who dat?
My goodness, Johnny, Mr. Morton's the president of our company. You should know that by now.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I should.
Yes. Well, at the time Mr. Morton sold her the policy, he and Mrs. Crabtree became very close friends.
And where was Mr. Crabtree while all this was going on?
He'd been killed in an accident in his mine 6 months before. Johnny, you have a very suspicious...
I know, George. Prettier people than you have told me.
Yes. Well, anyway, since that time, Mr. Morton and Mrs. Crabtree have corresponded regularly. And when Mr. Morton heard that someone had taken a shot at her...
Now, wait a minute, George. Mr. Morton's in London, right?
Yes.
Well, just how did he happen to hear about the shooting? Through Mrs. Crabtree?
No, Mrs. Henrietta Scott wrote to him.
Oh, and just who is Mrs. Henrietta Scott?
According to her letter to Mr. Morton, she claims to be Mrs. Crabtree's only friend in Silver Gulch.
Silver Gulch?
Montana. It's where Mrs. Crabtree's lived for over half a century, and it's where Mr. Morton wants you to go immediately.
Oh. When did Mrs. Crabtree disappear?
Well, we received a telegram from Mrs. Scott early this morning. She was supposed to have dinner with Mrs. Crabtree last night and got up to her house, but it was empty. She waited until midnight, checked again this morning, then wired us.
Who's the beneficiary on that life policy, George?
Doesn't mean a thing.
No? Why not?
Well, only a couple of people know the policy exists. Also, the beneficiary happens to be Mrs. Crabtree's favorite charity. Good luck, Johnny.
Oh, thanks, pal. I'm going to need it. Expense account item 2, $178, air transportation to Butte, Montana. Item 3, $14.90, bus fare, Butte to Silver Gulch. Like George had said, it wasn't much of a town. I checked into the Silver Queen Hotel, rented a battered Model T, and drove out to the home of Mrs. Henrietta Scott.
Oh, you startled me out of a day's growth.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Scott?
Yeah. Oh, you must be from Grandma's trunk yet.
Beg your pardon?
Grandma's trunk. They sent you, didn't they? Well, come along with me. It's in the house.
Mrs. Scott, wait a minute. I'm afraid you've made a mistake.
You mean you're not from Grandma's trunk?
I don't even know Grandma.
It's an antique shop in Butte. They said they'd send a man out to offer me a price for my hand-carved rosewood headboard. You're not him, huh?
No. My name's Johnny Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Well, why didn't you say so right off? Come on inside. I suppose you're here about poor Mercedes Crabtree. God rest her soul.
Yes, that's right. Is she still missing?
Rest her soul. Sit down anywhere.
Oh.
No, not there. Willem settee. That's it. You comfortable now?
Fine, thanks.
The sheriffs and a couple of men who work for Charlie Greenpaw were out looking for her most of yesterday. They're at it again today, but they won't find her. Leastwise alive.
Well, can you think of anyone who might have reason to kill her?
Well, now that's hard to say. Most people in this town right now, they ain't got no use for her. They say she's stopping progress.
Now, just what do you mean by stopping progress?
Well, Charlie Greenpaw's busy getting some of the old buildings fixed up so they're livable again. He's planning on turning the whole town into a tourist attraction.
Uh-huh.
Well, Mercedes, she won't hold still for it. She won't let him set foot on any of her land. Won't sell none of it, neither.
Does she own very much of the property around here?
Little more than half of Main Street. And the thing that Charlie wants most, the Silver Bell.
The Silver Bell?
Richest silver mine in Nevada. Leastways, it was one. George Crabtree discovered it.
Yes.
When the vein ran out, he's killed trying to find it again. After that, the mine was closed.
Mrs. Scott.
Of course, the town closed down when the mine did.
Mrs. Scott, were you with Mrs. Crabtree the day someone tried to shoot her?
No. She was walking up toward her mine, alone. Thought it was just a stray bullet.
Just where is this mine?
Oh, you can see it from the window right behind you. It's about halfway up the hill yonder. Here, you come over here and take... Well, I'll be first cousin to a stink bug.
Why, what is it?
Up there on that hill going toward the mine. It's Charlie Greenpaw and Slim Richards, the sheriff's deputy. Now, I wonder if they think she's down inside that mine.
A few minutes later, I caught up with Greenpaw and Richards. They'd stopped near a large, newly painted no trespassing sign about 20 yards from the mine's entrance. I introduced myself.
Mr. Dollar, you see that sign says no trespassing?
Yeah?
Well, folks around here take the signs Mrs. Crabtree had put up mighty seriously. That right, Slim?
Sure is. You mean you're not going in there, Greenpaw?
Well, now, we didn't say we weren't going in. We just thought we'd better consider it before we did anything hasty.
But she could be dying in there.
Providing she's in there. Right, Mr. Greenball?
That's right, Slim. Now, Dollar, you want to go on in? Why, there's nothing to stop you. No, sir. Not a thing.
I left daylight behind as I followed the narrow tunnel deep into the side of the hill. About 50 yards down, the tunnel branched off in two different directions. I stopped for a moment, then took the one to the right. I hadn't gone 10 feet when it happened. Holy jump.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Silver Bell Matter.
I wasn't alone in the mine, that was for sure. But whoever was in there with me wanted to be alone and resented the intrusion. I wondered if they could hear, so I picked up a rock and tossed it on down the side of the tunnel. Oh.
You hurt bad, stranger?
Well, I'll be him. Mrs. Crabtree, is that you?
You're trying to trick me.
No, wait a minute. My name's Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator.
I got a bead on you now, mister. So don't you move till you can prove what you're saying.
Oh, no, I don't intend to.
What are you doing in my mind?
Looking for you. Your friend, Mr. Morton, is worried about you.
Oh. Walk up this way, Mr. Dollar. But you be mighty careful about it.
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
You say my Doc Morton sent you all the way out here?
That's right, ma'am. Your friend, Mrs. Scott, wrote to him.
I declare. I seems forgot she even knew. You know Murdoch?
No, ma'am, I've never had the pleasure.
Oh, he's such a fine gentleman. I remember years ago when I first met him. Oh, he was so kind and understanding.
Hey, what's the matter?
Oh, crazy fool thing I did coming in here and falling. Hurt myself bad, too. Mr. Dollar, you're just going to have to carry me out.
It'll be a pleasure. She couldn't have weighed more than 80 pounds, 6-shooter and all. I carried her out of the mine and down the hill to her cabin. I had just finished making her as comfortable as I could when Mrs. Scott arrived.
Oh, dear. Oh, you poor old dear thing.
You ever hear such sick garbage, Mr. Dollar? Woman, stop looking like you buried me yesterday and run and get the doctor to take care of my ankle.
Your ankle? Well, what's the matter with it?
Well, it's busted. Ooh. Now, why do you think Mr. Dollar had to carry me?
Oh, dear.
Is there a doctor in Silver Gulch?
Doc Weaver, he's pretty old,
Oh,
but
he
he's...
doctored me for almost 40 years. Go get him, Henrietta, before I get mad at you for tattling to Miss Morton.
Yes, dear, yes. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
Now then, Mr. Dollar, you come over and sit by me. Keep company till the doc gets here.
Yeah, sure. Hey, you really ought to rest.
Why don't you start asking me questions, Mr. Dollar? You came all the way out here to do that, now didn't you?
Well, there are a few things I'm curious about.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, why you took those shots at me in the mine.
Thought you might be one of Charlie Greenpaw's friends.
Oh, he's the man who's trying to buy your mine, isn't he?
But I ain't going to sell it. No, sir. No matter how much he offers.
You believe the mine could be worked again someday?
Might be. Somebody could find the vein again. But that ain't why I won't sell. It's because my husband, he's buried in there, Mr. Dollar. Him and the others that were caught in that cave-in.
Oh, I see.
I've told them all. If they set one foot on my property, I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Aren't you afraid someone might shoot back one of these days?
Haven't so far.
That's not what Mrs. Scott told us.
I know what she told her, and she's mistaken. Why, that bullet missed me by a good 2 feet.
You don't think it could have been a warning?
No, I don't. People in these parts, if they wanted to fight me, there are better ways of doing it than that.
Well, if that's so, I sure hope they don't try any of them. No one, at least so far as she knew, had reason enough to try killing her. Not even Charlie Greenpaw, although she refused to cooperate with the Silver Gulch Improvement Committee. I waited until Mrs. Scott returned with the doctor, then left and drove back to my hotel. I had finished supper and was heading toward my room when someone called me.
Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah? Oh, Mr. Greenpaw, I was just thinking about you.
That's so?
Yeah, I was wondering why you hadn't thought to take a look in the Silver Bell mine when you first heard that Mrs. Crabtree was missing.
Well, to tell the truth, I'd left the search up to the sheriff until today. Then this morning, Isabel, that's my wife, she said if something did happen to Mrs. Crabtree, it'd sure look like I did it.
Good thing you listened, because she was right.
Yes, I know. Say, Dollar, I hear Mrs. Crabtree's taking quite a shine to you.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Doc Weaver said that's all she talked about. Hey, look, if you'd like to pick yourself up a few $100s, you sure could do it easy.
Oh? How's that?
Just get the old lady to sell me her mine and the acreage along next to Mrs. Scott's place. I'd give her full value for both. And that'd come to enough money for her to live on the rest of her life real comfortable. Now, you do that, Dollar, and I'll give you $1,000 cash.
You know something, Greenpaw?
What's that?
I could have been mistaken about you. You want that mine and the land around it real bad, don't you?
Sure. I spent a good deal of money fixing up the old buildings here in town. If I can get the Silver Bell and enough land out there to put a dude ranch on, why, this town will be able to make Virginia City look second-rate. Now, what do you say?
I don't know. I'll relay your proposition to Mrs. Crabtree. The rest is... What's all the excitement out there?
Oh, it sounds like...
Greenpaw! Miss Greenpaw!
What is it, Slim? What's going on?
Fire! Miss Crabtree's cabin. It's blazing like fury.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
For thousands of years, the oceans of the world have taken their toll of the treasures of the people who live near them, or travel over them in calm and in storm. And for an equally long time, these same people have dived to the bottoms of these oceans seeking those treasures. Gold, silver, jewels, and emblems of tradition, or symbols of history, have been the sought-after prizes. Late in 1959, a group of English divers, seeking underwater specimens of fish and plant life off the coast of the island of Terceira in the Azores, came across a group of some 17 ancient cannons. They'd been swept off the walls of the old fortress by a tidal wave sometime during the middle of the 19th century and sank about 100 feet to the bottom of frequently storm-swept waters. News of the discovery was relayed to the Portuguese government, which gave permission for the raising of the relics. American skin divers stationed at the Air Force Base on Terceira volunteered to do the job on off-duty hours. In cooperation with the Portuguese Museum, the men made a few exploratory dives to determine the situation. Then the salvage work began. After cleaning the cannons, some made of brass, others of bronze, it was discovered that they had been forged in England, France, and Portugal more than 110 years before. Now the shiny symbols of history are on view in a Portuguese museum. The Portuguese people are happy because of an unselfish American gesture that brought back to them their symbols of the defense of freedom, the right of all men everywhere.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Silver Bell Matter.
By the time we reached the cabin, it was all over. For a moment, I was afraid Mrs. Crabtree hadn't managed to escape. Then I saw her on the ground in the sheriff's car, wrapped in blankets.
Hey, you! Get back over there!
It's all right, Sheriff. This is Mr. Dollar.
Oh, I heard you were in town, Mr. Dollar.
This is Sheriff Wilkins, Johnny.
Sheriff, do you have any idea how this fire started?
Not yet, I don't. I asked her, but...
I'd rather not talk about it now, Johnny. Maybe some other time.
Whatever you say.
She's pretty done in.
Johnny?
Yeah?
You tell Mr. Greenpaw. Tell him I'll sell. Will you do that for me?
Well, look, I'll talk to you about it in the morning.
No. I want to sell now. Nothing to stay here for. Nothing.
We'd better get her down to Mrs. Scott's place. Doc Weaver's giving her some morphine.
You go ahead, Sheriff. I'm going on back to town.
Sure. See you later, Dollar.
Oh, Mr. Dollar. Is she going to be all right?
Yeah, I think so. Greenpaw, do you have a map of this area, including all the land you're planning on buying?
Not on me. It's down at the office. You want to see it tonight?
Yeah, I sure do. I took a look at the map. Got a little sick at my stomach. Then drove back to Henrietta Scott's. There was a light on in the front room, so I got out of the car and walked up to the door.
Yes, who is it?
Johnny Dollar, Mrs. Scott.
Oh? Well, isn't it a little late to come calling, Mr. Dollar? I mean, after all, Mrs. Crabtree is keeping sound, and I'm all ready for bed.
I want to see Mrs. Crabtree. I want you to wake her up.
Well, I just couldn't do that. The doctor told me she should have as much sleep as she can get.
Yeah, you took his orders a little too literally, Mrs. Scott.
Why, whatever do you mean?
I mean trying to burn her house down with her still in it. Yes, she trusted you. She thought you were the only person she could trust. Then when she found out different, she decided to sell her land and get away from here.
Why, that's a pack of the biggest lies I ever did hear. Now, what reason would I have for wanting to hurt the poor old dear?
Money.
Money?
You own most of the land adjoining the Crabtree property, including that around the Silver Bell. Greenpaw wouldn't buy your land unless he could buy Mrs. Crabtree's. When she refused to sell, you decided to see that property changed hands the hard way.
If that's so, why would I be so concerned about her? Now, why would I write Mr. Morton telling him she'd been shot at and then wiring when she disappeared? Why?
To protect yourself. You purposely missed her that day. You had to set up your alibi.
You got no proof.
No, you're right, I haven't. But Mrs. Crabtree has. She knows who and what started that fire in the cabin. Now, get out of my way.
No. Oh.
Mrs. Crabtree. Mrs. Crabtree.
Huh? What is it?
All right, Mr. Dollar. You move away from her.
Not until I find
Move
out.
away now, or I'll shoot.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, Mrs. Scott, I'll have to.
You were right about me nicking her on purpose. Anybody's lived up here long as I have. They don't miss with a rifle good as this one.
Mr. Dollar? Mr. Dollar, she started the fire.
Felicity, you shut up.
You try and make me.
Maybe I will, like I should have before. You see that... Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Give me that rifle, Eddie.
No! Why? Why did you have to ruin it? Why?
Somebody had to. You okay, Mrs. Crabtree?
Yeah. Did I do good getting her attention?
You did just fine. I was ready to leave Silver Gulch the next day, but I stayed over for another week, waiting for a little English gentleman by the name of Murdoch Morton to arrive and claim his bride. Yeah, just about everybody in Montana came to Mrs. Crabtree, pardon me, Mrs. Morton's wedding. Everybody, that is, but her old friend, Mrs. Henrietta Scott. Expense account total, $317.10. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny. Shelley Thomas at Federal.
You're up early today.
I've already been at my desk for 2 hours. How'd you like to work on one for me?
What's it about?
In cold, hard claim cash, it comes to exactly $12,482.16.
That's interesting. What does it mean?
Somebody's been filching a lot of merchandise over in Toledo, and it's beginning to hurt. Could you get over there and have a look around?
Sure. But it sounds like a police job to me.
Well, I don't expect any miracles, Johnny. I just want a good factual report on the whole business for my clients.
See you in an hour.
John Lund in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Federal Insurance and Claims Adjusters, 2044 Appalachian Drive, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Costain matter. Expense account item 1, $49.15. Plane fare and incidentals, Hartford to Toledo. En route, I read over the details concerning the case. 37 stolen merchandise claims had been filed and paid off in what looked like a first-class shoplifting epidemic in Toledo. I parked my 2 bags at the Commodore Perry Hotel and went over to the main police station. A Lieutenant Sturgis was in charge.
Sit down.
Thanks.
Federal Insurance and Claims Adjusters, huh?
That's right.
You're here to find out what we've been doing about all this shoplifting, is that it?
Well, we represent the insurance companies who've had to pay off on these theft claims.
Yeah, sure, I see. Well, where do you want to start?
Well, let me see. How about this Maumee dress shop, Lieutenant?
Okay. Let's see. February 10th, proprietor Mrs. Bancroft registered a complaint with us that a dress and a coat were missing from the store racks. Well, we went over there and talked to her about it, made out the report as another shoplifting job, and put a description of the coat and the dress in the hot sheet.
Mm-hmm. Dress wholesaled at $113. Coat had a fur trim. Went at $395.
Yeah. Looked a little better than most shoplifting jobs to us. We had it in mind when we got another complaint 3 days later from a place over on Oak Avenue.
That'd be, Milady's Shoppy?
Yeah. Negligee and a silk robe.
Yeah, we covered that one, too. Both of them came to $286.
Yeah, same thing as the mommy. Clerks hadn't seen anyone, didn't know anything. The week of the 15th, we had 2 more complaints. On the 23rd, 3 complaints. They've been coming in regular ever since. Actually, the last one was 3 days ago. Always the best stores, always expensive merchandise. We rounded up every known shoplifter in our files, and we've had our store personnel at all of our lineups. No one's been able to make an identification so far. First, we thought it was a plain, expert shoplifting done by a well-organized gang.
Looks that way.
Not so much anymore. Did you notice on your list there that all of these items are for a woman?
Yeah.
Dresses, coats, blouses, cosmetics, millinery, costume jewelry, and so on. Now, what we didn't pick up until about a month ago is that all of the articles of clothing that have been taken are for a woman who wears a size 10 dress.
That is a funny one.
Yeah, and it rules out a gang right away. There's pattern to it, but I'm going to have someone else tell you about that.
Yes, Lieutenant?
See if Sergeant Beidler's in.
Right.
99 times out of 100, a shoplifter will take anything he or she can get her hands on, regardless of cost, size, color, or anything else. So we don't think this is the work of an old-timer either.
You mean somebody's just gathering up a nice wardrobe at my insurance company's expense?
Something like that. If any of these stolen articles have been sold or disposed of, we'd have a lead by now. The stuff has been on the hot sheet for months. We've covered pawn shops, second-hand store... Yes?
Sergeant Beidler on 2.
Right. Hello, Sergeant. How's it going?
Fine, thanks, Lieutenant.
There's a man in my office named Dollar. I'm sending him down to see you.
Women in the department reacted a little differently than the men to all this.
How's that, Sergeant?
Well, when they went over the stolen property sheets, they were first impressed, of course, by the fact that all of the clothing was for someone who wore a size 10. The other thing, though, was the good taste.
Well, a lot of thieves have good taste, I suppose.
This one seems to have not only good taste, but a pretty exclusive taste.
You mean the expensive places that have been robbed?
Well, that. But even more. You see here,
Uh-huh.
on March 4th, one green suede coat missing from Toll's apparel shop, and here on the 13th. A brown organdy dress from the Commodore, and here, cocoa-colored sports coat.
Yeah?
Hats and gloves in green and brown, beige, sometimes yellow. No other colors.
Well, what does it mean?
Any woman who restricts herself to these particular colors in dressing, green, brown, beige, cocoa, yellow, must have a very definite coloring of her own. We think a redhead with green eyes.
Well, you know best about that. But, why green eyes? Couldn't they be blue or brown?
Yes, they could be. But there's been a particular emphasis on green in the coats and dresses that have been stolen. And besides that, there's the cosmetics. Did you cover Jaeger's?
Jaeger's, let me see. No.
Well, Jaeger's is a very plush cosmetic store here. Nothing but perfume and makeup. They reported March 2nd, a whole box of green eyeshadow had been stolen from one of their counters.
And green eyeshadow only goes with green eyes?
Yes, whereas blue eyeshadow would fit a person with either blue or brown eyes. Now, at the same time the eyeshadow was taken, several tubes of lipstick and rouge were also stolen. Both of those items contained orange tinting. That gives us another reason for thinking the eyes are green.
I'm convinced. A redhead with green eyes.
Oh, and it's a short hairdo.
It is?
Look at my hair.
I am, Sergeant.
With a short hairdo like mine, I'd look rather ridiculous in a big picture hat that requires a hair frame. But a small hat, one with a tight contour, would be all right.
Hey, I'm coming around. The Case Millinery store, eh?
Yes.
4 hats. Total value $185?
Yes, those hats that were taken from cases were small, especially designed for a woman with a short hairdo. We think that some of the costume jewelry that's been stolen ties in with the clothes, too.
Uh-huh. Well, how does it stand right now?
Well, we've had our troubles on this one. It's impossible to tie up the manpower it would require to cover every dress and apparel shop in town, not to mention the department stores.
Sure.
We're doing the next best thing. No store has been taken a second time, so we've spotted a dozen policewomen from my department and as many stores around town that still hasn't been hit. And they're posing as clerks.
How long has this been going on?
Since Monday. Maybe we'll get a lead this way.
Yeah. Sergeant, this is just a wild one, but suppose a red-headed woman with green eyes isn't doing it after all. Suppose somebody's doing it for her.
We've thought of that, and it looks like a possibility. None of the personnel we've questioned in any of these stores has been able to say definitely whether or not they saw anyone with red hair on the premises or around the shop to fit the time incidents of the particular robbery.
I see.
And there's another thing we're working on, too, beauty shops.
Oh?
She's a redhead, and she's got all of these expensive clothes. It's a good bet she keeps herself up. You know, has her hair and nails done regularly.
Yeah.
We've covered about 50 different beauty salons in town, the best ones. Told them the kind of woman we're looking for and given them an idea of what she'll be wearing.
Well, if she's still in town, something should break pretty soon. I'd like to go over the original complaints, if it's possible.
Main filings on the 2nd floor. Ask for Sergeant Kelly, and he'll give you what you want.
I'll do that. Thanks a lot. After a full day and a half of studying the crime reports, I wholeheartedly agreed with Lieutenant Sturgis and Sergeant Beidler. Since none of the stolen articles had appeared in any of the usual places for disposal, I was convinced it was not the work of an organized gang or of a previous offender. All clothing that had been taken was the same size in a small variety of colors, and, as Sergeant Beidler had pointed out, suited only to a certain type of woman with definite physical characteristics: red hair, green eyes. Johnny Dollar.
I think we've got something here.
What?
The lead on one of the coats.
I met Lieutenant Sturgis in the police garage, and we drove over to Toll's apparel shop on West Oak Street. One of the clerks there had phoned in and reported she'd seen a woman wearing a green suede coat that had been stolen from the store a month before. The clerk's name was Alice Emerson.
I'm sure it was the coat.
Well, how can you be sure of that, Mrs. Emerson?
Well, it was the only one like it in the entire store. And as far as I know, in Toledo, it had a gathering at the back and gold buttons. I just knew that coat the minute I saw it on her. I just knew it.
Oh, this was about a half an hour ago, you say?
Yes, I was on my lunch hour, and I was eating at the Westgate.
The cafeteria?
Yes. She was about 3 people ahead of me in the line. I didn't remember at first that the coat had been from us, but when I sat down to lunch, I recalled it.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't know what to do exactly. Then I thought, well, I'd better make sure it is the coat, you know. I wouldn't want to make trouble for anyone.
What did you do?
Well, she had a table over by the wall eating her lunch alone. So I finished my lunch, and I walked over near her, and I took a good look at the coat. It was our coat, all right. The one that was taken from that rack over there. I was going right out on the street and call a policeman, but I guess she got a little suspicious of me looking at her the way I did, and she got up and left.
What did she look like, Mrs. Emerson?
Oh, she was a nice-looking woman. About my size, 30 or so. Very nice.
What color was her hair?
Dark. Very dark.
Dark? Black, you mean?
Or dark brown, I don't know which.
Did you happen to notice the color of her eyes?
No, I didn't, but she wore glasses, horn-rimmed.
You're certain it's the same coat?
Oh, I'm positive.
Have you ever seen the woman before?
No, never. At least I don't think I have.
Nothing familiar about her at all?
No.
Did you happen to notice which direction she went in when she left the cafeteria?
No, I don't know where she went. She just got into a taxicab.
I went with Lieutenant Sturgis to the offices of the taxicab company that covered metropolitan Toledo. There we began checking the waybills as they came in. Since less than an hour had elapsed from the time Mrs. Emerson called in, we didn't have to go through too many of them. At the intersection of Oak and Westgate, which was right in front of the cafeteria, cab number 418 had carried a fare to a hotel apartment house called the Colonial on the east side of town, Yondota Street. We spoke with the driver of the cab on the phone when he checked into the office. He remembered the fare. A woman in a green suede coat. Try that.
Yeah.
Hello, can I help you?
Police.
Oh?
Sometime in the last hour, a cab brought a woman to this address. We'd like to talk to her. She's about 5'4", about 30, dark hair, wearing a green suede coat. You know her?
Well, let's see.
Wore horn-rimmed glasses?
Well, I've got 175 apartments here. Wait, a green suede coat?
Yeah.
Well, Miss Jones.
Jones, huh?
Yes, Lillian Jones. She just checked in 2 days ago.
Alone?
Yes.
What apartment is she in?
1429. Shall I ring her?
No, never mind. We'll just go on up. From the description we gave the desk clerk at the Colonial Apartments, he identified our suspect as Lillian Jones, apartment 1429. She'd come in approximately 20 minutes before we'd arrived. As far as the clerk knew, she was still in her apartment. We took the self-service elevator up to the 14th floor.
Ought to be down this way.
Hey, wait. 1410, then it goes to 21.
Yeah. Oh, the corridor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Lillian Jones?
What do you want?
Police. Like to talk to you.
Oh, just a minute.
May we come in?
We can talk here.
It'll be easier inside.
Here's all right for me.
Let's go inside, Miss Jones.
Okay. What's this all about?
A woman who works at Toll's apparel shop saw you in the Westgate cafeteria at lunchtime today. She said you were wearing a coat that was stolen from them.
She's a liar. I don't even know where Toll's apparel shop is.
She was pretty certain about it.
I've been here all day. I had my lunch here.
Anybody with you?
What do you mean?
Did you eat alone?
Sure, I ate alone.
Miss Jones, we can get the woman from Toll's to come over here and identify you.
Say, listen.
And we can get the cab driver who brought you here to identify you, too.
They'd all be lying. I've been here all day.
You prove it?
Sure, I can prove it.
Clerk downstairs said you just came in about 20 minutes ago.
He's lying, too.
It's a green suede coat. You have a green suede coat?
No. Listen, you just get out of there.
Where's the coat, Miss Jones?
I don't know what coat you're talking about.
A green suede coat. Now, what'd you do with it?
I don't have a green suede coat.
Do you have any objection to our looking around?
You bet I have.
All right, we'll get a search warrant. I'm afraid you'll have to come with us, Miss Jones.
I'm not going anywhere with anybody. Get out of here. Get out of my apartment. I'll make plenty of trouble for the both of you.
Come on, Miss Jones.
Lillian Jones had a record of one previous arrest, 2 years before. The charge, grand theft. She'd been released for lack of evidence. Her profession was listed as a domestic. The saleslady from Toll's apparel shop appeared and positively identified her as the woman she had spotted in the Westgate cafeteria wearing the stolen coat. The cab driver who'd driven her from the intersection of Westgate and Oak to the Colonial Apartments was called in. He also identified her. She still refused to admit anything, maintaining that she hadn't left her apartment all day. Lieutenant Sturgis took a detail of men to her place to search the premises. I stayed with Sergeant Beidler while she questioned Lillian Jones.
Why won't you tell us what you did with the coat, Lillian?
I don't know what coat you're talking about. Honest, I don't.
Mrs. Emerson saw you wearing it at the cafeteria today. The cab driver saw you wearing it. The clerk at your apartment desk saw you wearing it.
They're all liars. I don't own a green suede coat. You people have no right to hold me like this and ask me all these questions. I haven't done anything.
What did you do with the coat?
There isn't any coat.
Where'd you hide it?
I want a lawyer. Can I call a lawyer?
Tell us about the coat. You stole it from Toll's apparel shop on March 4th. Isn't that right?
I don't know anything about Toll's apparel shop. I told you.
It's on Oak Street.
I'll drop in and say hello sometime.
What about the other thing?
What other thing?
You know what we're talking about, Lillian. Why don't you get it off your chest? We'll find out sooner or later. Who are you working with?
I want a lawyer.
Where's it hidden?
I want a lawyer.
You can make a statement now and save yourself a lot of trouble.
I want a lawyer.
We continued to question Lillian Jones regarding the green suede coat. She denied ever having such a coat in her possession. However, at 3:45 that afternoon, Lieutenant Sturgis returned with his detail of men. They had found the coat, stuffed into a clothes hamper.
I took it over to the shop, and the people there positively identified it as the one stolen on March 4th.
Yeah?
They had their label and one of their stock tags in the pocket.
Well, that should do it.
Yeah, I don't know what we've uncovered here, though. There wasn't anything else in the apartment to fit any of the other thefts.
Yeah? Well, you can hold her on this.
Oh, sure. I'll have her booked in right away.
Lillian Jones was charged with grand theft. Before she was taken to the main jail, she admitted that she had stolen the coat. But not from the apparel shop. From the home of a family by the name of Costain. She said she'd been employed there for 2 weeks as a domestic servant. Mr. Costain was a civil engineer with offices in downtown Toledo. They informed us that he'd already left for his home, so we drove out there to interview him. It was a large, 12-room place on the edge of town. A servant took us into the living room. A few moments later, a tall, gray-haired man in his early 50s made an appearance.
I'm Mr. Costain. I'm Lieutenant Sturgis, Mr. Costain. This is Mr. Dollar. How do you do? Police? That's right. I hate to bother you around dinner time like this. Right, all right. Sit down, please.
Thanks.
We're holding a woman downtown named Lillian Jones, Mr. Costain. I understand you employed her at one time.
Lillian Jones? Oh, the maid, yes.
Is she in trouble?
We're just checking her story.
I see.
She was in possession of a green suede coat at the time we took her in, Mr. Costain.
Mm-hmm.
She insists that she took the coat from your home.
Why would she say a thing like that?
Well, we don't know. We thought maybe you could clear that up.
I have no idea what she's talking about. I fired her last Tuesday, I believe it was. That was the last I saw of the woman.
Was she very angry when you fired her?
Not particularly. It's just that she didn't work out here very well. I gave her 2 weeks' pay, told her to go.
It's a green suede coat with gold buttons down the front.
I don't know where she got it, I'm sure, but I know she didn't get it here.
Funny she'd tell us she stole it from here.
Yes, it is, but I don't know why.
Is Mrs. Costain at home?
Mrs. Costain passed away last February.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a daughter?
No.
Well, we have to check into all these things, you know.
Oh, I understand. I wish I could help you.
You can, if you will, Mr. Costain.
How's that?
Would you mind dropping into my office tomorrow and taking a look at the coat?
Oh, I don't know what good that would do, but I'll be glad to do it.
You just might recognize it. Perhaps it belonged to Mrs. Costain.
Possibly, although I don't remember it.
Room 212 in the main building.
All right, Lieutenant. I'll be there in the morning.
Fine.
Sorry to have bothered you.
No, not at all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Did you see it?
The color print on the piano?
Yeah. A red-headed woman with green eyes.
A check in the neighborhood revealed that the Costains had been living in Toledo less than a year. Before that, they'd lived in Detroit. Financially, they were in the upper income bracket. The house was completely paid for. There were 2 expensive late-model cars in the garage. The Office of Vital Statistics informed us that Mrs. Costain had died on February 6th of a heart condition. It also noted that her hair had been red, her eyes green.
Lieutenant Sturgis, robbery. Oh, yes, of course. I see. Well, are you going to be home? Fine. Arnold Costain.
Yeah?
Yeah, he just changed his story. He said he did know that Lillian Jones stole that coat when she left the house.
You give any reason for not admitting it when we were there?
No, just wants to see us.
I'm afraid I've caused you some trouble on this.
Oh, we don't quite understand why you didn't tell us about it last night.
It's rather simple, probably rather silly. I have a devil of a time keeping servants here for some reason. If a notice got in the paper, I'd accused one of them of theft. Well, I'd have a difficult time getting another one. They're that way.
That coat's worth over $600, Mr. Costain.
Yes, I know. It belonged to my wife.
And you let it go like that?
Oh, I'm insured for personal loss.
Did you report this to your insurance broker?
Oh, yes.
Did you file a claim?
Yes.
What's your broker's name?
Mr. Levant. He has offices in the Metropolitan Building.
When did you report the loss?
On Wednesday.
You mind if I call him and check this?
I don't see why that's necessary. I've just told you what I did about the matter.
Oh, we're still puzzled, Mr. Costain. That coat was reported stolen from Toll's apparel shop last March 4th.
Oh, that's absurd, of course. Mrs. Costain bought that coat for herself a week or so before her illness.
Did she handle it, or did you?
What do you mean?
Well, did she pay for it, or were you billed?
I suppose I was billed. I don't recall. Are you insinuating that Mrs. Costain might have stolen that coat?
No, Mr. Costain. Your wife was already dead when that coat was stolen.
Oh, no. You're wrong.
What do you mean?
Edna's not dead. She'll come back. And when she does, I'll have all these things for her. The things I denied her before.
Denied her?
Yes. I always told Edna she was too extravagant, that she didn't need all those expensive things.
Well, you could have bought them. Why did you steal them?
I always denied her the things she loved. When Edna went away, I don't know what came over me. I mean, the loneliness seemed too much somehow. And I'd go out during the day from my office and wander through the stores that she used to love very much. And whenever I had the opportunity, I stole the thing she always wanted.
What did you do with them?
They're in Edna's bedroom, hanging in her wardrobe. Would you like to see them?
Expense account item 2, $75.25, board and room while in Toledo. Item 3, $62, miscellaneous. Item 4, $41.10, plane fare back to Hartford. Expense account total, $227.50. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
Dupree, Johnny, down at International.
Oh, hello, Paul. Nice to hear your voice again. How are things?
About the same. Hey, Johnny, would you like to come over to my office and meet a girl?
She pretty?
Very.
Interesting?
Very. As a matter of fact, she just told me the most interesting thing I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
She just told me that she was dead.
I better come over.
The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum bring you John Lund in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum refreshes you. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum gives you real chewing enjoyment. Yes, for chewing enjoyment plus refreshment, it's Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. The lively, delicious flavor of Wrigley's Spearmint cools your mouth, helps keep your throat moist, and gives you a nice little lift. The good, smooth chewing of Wrigley's Spearmint helps keep you feeling fresh and alert, adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. So for chewing enjoyment plus refreshment, treat yourself often to Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the International Insurance Corporation, International Building, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention Claims Division. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Madison matter. Expense account item 1, $1.30. Cab fare downtown to the International Building. I went up to the 10th floor in Paul Dupre's office to find him sitting across the desk from a tall, dark-haired woman in her early 30s. She was pretty, she was quiet, she was well-dressed.
Oh, hello, Johnny. Come on in.
Hi, Paul.
This is Mrs. Walker, Mr. Dollar.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Sit down, Johnny. Make yourself comfortable. Mrs. Walker came to see me this morning with a most unusual story.
Something about being dead?
Yes. Mrs. Walker, Mr. Dollar will be handling this matter for International. I wish you'd tell him exactly what you just told me.
Well, there really isn't much to tell you, Mr. Dollar. It's just that I'm legally dead and my husband is collected on my insurance policy.
What's your husband's name?
Frank Madison, Dr. Frank Madison. I took the name Walker when it happened. It was my maiden name. My married name is Thelma Madison.
Where does your husband live?
In Los Angeles.
I made a file check before you came over, Johnny. We issued a straight life policy on a Thelma Madison in Los Angeles, April 23rd, 1945. According to this, Mrs. Madison passed away June 5th, 1951. Claim was filed by the beneficiary, husband, Dr. Frank Madison, June 7th, and paid on the 10th of that month.
Frank Madison, that's your husband?
Yes.
How much was the policy?
Full claim, $10,000.
Who adjusted it?
A local man, Los Angeles office, McCarthy there.
How about a death certificate?
Oh, yeah. Here's a photostat. Cause of death, coronary thrombosis. Here.
Thanks. This is signed by a Dr. Willis Reed, Mrs. Walker. Do you know Dr. Reed?
Yes, he's a friend of my husband's. They share medical offices.
Suppose you tell me how it worked.
Well, one night Frank had a patient who was in pretty bad shape. A girl had been drinking somewhat and saw his shingle and just came in the office. She said she was feeling badly. I was there helping Frank, acting as receptionist. The girl had a heart failure in the examining room.
You mean she died?
Yes, there was nothing anybody could do. It was one of those things.
Anyone there besides you and your husband?
No.
Well, how did all this work out?
Well, we looked in her purse and found an address for her in Jersey City.
No Los Angeles address?
No, so we put in a long-distance phone call to the place in New Jersey. It was an apartment. We talked to the manager there.
I see.
He told us that the girl's mother had died very suddenly 2 days before, and that her daughter was out in Los Angeles, and he'd been trying to locate her to ask her what to do with the body.
What was the girl's name?
Wanda Thompson.
Go on.
The man we talked to on the phone was quite upset. He didn't know what to do about the mother who had died in his apartment building, and he told us that the daughter was all she'd had in the world.
In other words, Wanda Thompson was completely alone.
Yes, as far as we knew.
I see.
Well, we didn't tell the man that she was dead, too. When Frank hung up the phone, he turned to me and said that we were in luck. I asked him what he meant, and he told me his idea.
You mean to use her body?
Yes, he called Dr. Reed and asked him to come over. Dr. Reed had never seen me, and he made out the death certificate.
In your name?
Yes, that's right.
And your husband collected your insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, he needed money. Seemed a good way to get it without too much trouble.
Well, what was supposed to happen?
Well, I don't know. We didn't plan that far. I mean, I thought that Frank would eventually close his practice and come to New York, and we'd be together again.
Is that where you've been all this time? In New York?
Mm-hmm.
And your husband never joined you?
No.
Did he write to you?
Yes, for a while.
Do you have any of the letters?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you know why he stopped writing?
No.
Why he never joined you?
No.
Is there any way that you can prove you're Thelma Madison?
Well, not here in Los Angeles, I could.
How?
Well, people there know me. No friends I've had all my life.
Were you ever fingerprinted?
No, I don't think so.
During the war, did you work in a defense plant, maybe?
No.
Did you ever have a postal savings account?
No.
How about a California driver's license?
No, I'm sure I don't have my fingerprints on file anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Would you be willing to furnish me with a list of names, people who'd identify you if asked to?
People in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
You've been living in New York under the name of Thelma Walker since June 1951. Is that right?
Yes.
Where?
2218 East 57th Street. I still have my apartment there.
Have you been working?
Yes, as a laboratory assistant, Hyde Park Stations Incorporated. My boss is Mr. Platt.
Oh, I put in a call to them earlier, Johnny. Mr. Platt said he's employed an assistant named Thelma Walker for the last 16 months, but she hasn't been in for a week or so. I described this woman to him, and he said it sounded like her.
Mm-hmm. Did you get any of the insurance money, Mrs. Walker?
Not a dime.
Were you supposed to?
I suppose so.
Would you say that this whole thing was your husband's idea?
Yes.
Well, you're the one who seems to have lost all around, Mrs. Walker. Well, what did you expect to get out of it?
Well, I did it for Frank.
What about Wanda Thompson and her people, if she has any?
She hasn't.
Very few people in this world are without somebody, somewhere. Would you be willing to sign a statement containing all the information you've given me here today?
Yes.
You realize that if what you tell me is true, that you'll be criminally charged?
Yes.
By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, a statement had been prepared. Thelma Walker signed it without hesitation. I talked with Dupre in the outer office.
Well, Johnny, I don't even have to go up to legal to know that every word of this will have to be verified before we can take any action.
Well, if half of it's true, we're in business.
Oh?
She didn't give us any good reason for coming here.
Well, maybe she has a conscience.
She wouldn't have done it in the first place if she had. In the second place, she couldn't have lived with it for almost 2 years. And in the third place, there's an awful lot of coincidence.
Yeah, but suppose it's true.
Well, then it's the neatest thing since the ball bearing.
What worries you most?
What I said before. She might be a crackpot with a good imagination.
Well, let's find out.
Expense account item 2, $38.14, transportation, Hartford to New York City. I checked my bag at the airport and took the limousine as far as the Waldorf. Expense account item 3, $3 cab fare and tip to 2218 57th Street, Thelma Walker's residence. I talked to the manager.
This is her apartment, Mr. Dollar.
I see. How long has she lived here?
July 1951.
Good tenant?
Very. Quiet. No drinking or parties. Wish we had more like Mrs. Walker.
Do you know her very well?
Just as a tenant.
You ever talk to her?
Not much. At Christmas time, we had a drink together down in my apartment.
She seem all right?
What do you mean?
Normal.
Oh, yes.
Does she have any friends in the building that I could talk to?
No, she doesn't. One thing she keeps to herself. Minds her own business. May I ask where she is now?
In Hartford. New Hartford Hotel, if you want to talk to her about anything.
I'll remember that.
You mind if I look around?
I'll have to stay with you.
I found nothing in Thelma Walker's apartment that would help verify or disprove her story. An hour later, I located Mr. Platt, the proprietor of the Hyde Park Laboratories where Thelma Walker worked. His answers concerning her conduct, habits, and attitude were identical with those of the apartment house manager. I checked with 2 people who worked with her. The same. By midnight, I was back out at the airport. Expense account item 4, $2.25. Long-distance phone call to Hartford.
Here's your party.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Johnny Dollar.
Oh, hi, Johnny. What'd you find out?
All clear here. Her story checks out about living in New York.
Well, we better go on with it then. Oh, I have some news. I talked to the coroner's office in Jersey City.
Oh?
Mabel Claire Thompson, age 61, died there June 3rd, 1951. The body was unclaimed and the county buried her. They were unable to locate her only known kin, a daughter, Wanda Thompson. She's believed to be in Los Angeles.
See if you can find a picture and some prints on Wanda Thompson.
All right, Johnny.
Expense account item 5, $185. Transportation New York to Los Angeles. I arrived at 8:35 in the morning. By 9:35, I was in my room at the Stadler sleeping. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I awakened, shaved, and had something to eat. There was a special delivery airmail folder for me at the desk. It was from Paul Dupre. It contained a front and side view of Thelma Walker, along with a sample of her fingerprints and handwriting. Expense account item 6, $15. Car rental, so I could get around to very big Los Angeles. I caught a woman by the name of Quincy just as she was having a bite of dinner.
Please excuse me for eating like this while you're here, Mr. Dollar, but I'm in a terrible hurry tonight. I have a date.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Quincy. I'm intruding anyhow.
No, not at all. You say you're from an insurance company?
That's right. I thought perhaps you could help me.
I'll try. What do you want?
Well, I'd like to have you look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You know the woman in this picture, Miss Quincy?
Well, she looks terribly familiar.
Do you know her name?
Let me think. Yes, I know that girl. Of course, that was Thelma Madison.
Frank Madison's wife?
Yes, poor Thelma died a year or so ago, very suddenly.
How well did you know her?
Oh, we played bridge together occasionally. We went shopping. I used to work for Dr. Madison as a receptionist.
How long ago was this?
A couple of years ago. I quit to take the job I have now.
But you did know Mrs. Madison?
Oh, yes, of course. She was in the office a lot of the time.
And you're absolutely positive this is a picture of her?
Well, yes. Is there any doubt?
Well, we just want to be sure.
The poor girl's been dead almost 2 years. Aren't you sure?
Yes.
You know, I don't think you've been exactly telling me the truth.
I just had your name on a list, Miss Quincy. I was told you'd be able to recognize a picture of Thelma Madison if you saw it.
Oh, who told you that?
I'd rather not say.
So mysterious. You want some coffee?
No, thanks.
Well, you look nice enough, I'll say that.
Oh, thank you. Miss Quincy, when did you hear about Mrs. Madison's death?
The day after it happened. I dropped in to see Dr. Madison about some things I'd left there, and he told me what had happened. It was quite a shock. She was always so healthy.
I see. Did you go to Mrs. Madison's funeral?
No, there wasn't one. Dr. Madison had her body cremated.
The Los Angeles police had a missing person report on Wanda Thompson dated June 21st, 1951. They'd been unable to get any leads as to her whereabouts. The reports had been filed by a man named Rexford. I looked him up. He lived in a small house off Laurel Canyon Drive. I told him my business.
Insurance?
Investigator.
Oh. Well, come on in. Sit down. What can I do for you?
I understand you once knew a girl named Wanda Thompson, Mr. Rexford.
Yeah, that's right, I did.
Don't tell me you know where she is.
No, I couldn't say that exactly.
Oh, you're looking for her, huh?
Yeah.
You been to the police?
Yes. You filed a missing person complaint on her?
Yeah, but they never did find her.
Was she a good friend of yours, Mr. Rexford?
Yeah, sort of. She was a nice little kid. Came from someplace in New Jersey.
How long did you know her?
About 3 weeks or so.
How did you happen to meet her?
I met her in a restaurant. She sat across from me. It was kind of crowded, and I don't get the wrong idea. It was just that we began talking, and we wound up going to a movie together. I saw her quite a bit for a while, and then she just up and disappeared without a word. That's about it.
Do you remember when you last saw her?
Sure, it was my birthday, June 5th. Went out and took in a play and had some drinks and food. I took her home, and she lived in a room over on, I think it was Berendo Street.
1480 West Berendo?
Yeah, that's a little sort of court. That's the last I saw of her. Called a couple of times, and the landlady said she hadn't seen her around, and I went over there. We went in the room, found all of her things there, but she was gone. Finally got worried and went to the police.
Uh-huh. She drink much?
No.
You think something happened to her?
Well, I don't know. I mean, anything could happen. Why would a kid like that just walk away from all her clothes and things and not let anybody know about it at all?
Did she know many other people in town?
Well, I told the police that I didn't think she did. I never heard her talk about anybody else. I knew she'd only been here for a little while. She came here for health.
Oh?
Yeah, some kind of heart trouble. Needed the weather or something like that.
Did you tell this to the police when you reported her missing?
No, should I?
Did she go to a doctor here?
Oh, yeah. Saw him a couple of times while I knew her.
Was his name Madison, by any chance? Dr. Frank Madison?
Yeah, that's it. Dr. Madison. He was the guy who was taking care of her.
I spent another hour questioning Anthony Rexford. As far as he was able to remember, Wanda Thompson's heart condition had not been a serious one, or at least she had explained it that way to him. After I left Rexford, I checked with the telephone company about the phone call Dr. Madison was supposed to have placed to Jersey City the night of Wanda Thompson's death. They had no record of any such call being completed. I decided to try Dr. Madison himself.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Dollar?
I'm an insurance investigator, Doctor. I understand you once treated a patient named Wanda Thompson.
Wanda Thompson? Wanda Thompson? I don't remember. What did I treat her for?
A heart condition.
Oh, well, soon find out. Thompson. Wanda. When was this?
Oh, almost 2 years ago. I don't have the exact dates.
Well, I don't have a Wanda Thompson in my files, Mr. Dollar. Was it something important?
Pretty important.
Well, she might have come in once for some little thing. I wouldn't make a history of that necessarily.
A man she once knew here told me that she came to you a few times.
Could have been another Dr. Madison?
No, she told him it was you.
That's funny. Well, say, now, wait a minute. You say this was 2 years ago?
About that.
My wife was acting as receptionist for me then. She wasn't too good at keeping records.
Oh. You suppose I could talk to her and ask her?
My wife is dead, Mr. Dollar.
Oh.
I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
I thought every doctor kept a record of all his patients, even if they just came in with a nosebleed.
As I said, my wife wasn't too efficient at her job here.
Oh, yes. You did say that, didn't you, Doctor?
What is this, Mr. Dollar?
My chance to get a look at you.
What do you mean by that?
I'll come right out and say it, Doctor. You should have kept a file on Wanda Thompson. You should have kept that above all other things. The fact that you don't have one is going to make me believe a lot of things that I haven't really believed up till now.
What things? What on earth are you talking about?
I talked to a woman in Hartford, Connecticut 4 days ago who told me her name was Thelma Madison. She said she was your wife. She said that Wanda Thompson died in your office one night and that you identified the body as your wife's.
What?
And what's more, you collected $10,000 worth of insurance on her. Here's her picture, Doctor. Is this your dead wife? Well? All right, I'll tell you. It is your wife. And she's still very much alive. And the story she told me in Hartford is pretty much the truth.
I've never seen this woman before in my life.
That's funny. 14 people in Los Angeles who knew her pretty well have seen that picture, and all of them say her name is Thelma Madison, that she was your wife. I've talked to every one of them, and I've got statements from them to that effect. And what's more, I have a rather long statement from Thelma Madison herself. Tells the whole story. Would you like to read it?
No.
Then maybe you'd like to make a statement yourself.
I have nothing to say, Mr. Dollar.
No, I didn't think you would, Doctor. On the strength of the evidence already assembled, I preferred charges against Frank Madison and had him taken into custody. He refused to talk with the police or with me about any of the charges of which he was accused. He was held without bail pending investigation. Expense account item 7, $2.20. Telegram. I wired Dupre to bring Mrs. Madison to Los Angeles as soon as possible in order to avoid a lengthy extradition procedure. They arrived the following day. I interviewed her once more.
You say Frank's in jail?
Yes.
Oh, I suppose I'm to be arrested.
Well, so far we have enough evidence to prove conspiracy against you two, and we'll prosecute to the limit on that. There'll be some other charges against him, business with the body and so on.
Yes.
But there's something else here I want to get straightened out. Let me read this to you. A girl, whom we later found out to be Wanda Thompson, walked into the office on the night of June 5th, 1951, and complained of feeling ill. She had been drinking. My husband took her into the examination room, where she died a few minutes later of a heart condition. Those are your words on this sworn statement.
Yes.
Let me go on. I had never seen or heard of Wanda Thompson until that night. I was with my husband when he placed a phone call to her home in Jersey City. He spoke with a man there who managed an apartment house, and so on. Mrs. Madison, that call was never placed.
I was in the room when Frank made it.
The phone company has no record of it. Were you in the room when Wanda Thompson died?
No.
Did you know that she was a patient of your husband's before that time?
No.
Well, I found out. I'll tell you, Wanda Thompson was one of your husband's patients. She didn't just walk in and drop dead. I talked to a man who knew Wanda Thompson. She told him about going to your husband for treatment. How do you explain that?
I didn't know it.
You said you were acting as receptionist. When she gave you her name, didn't you look into your index to see if you...
No, I didn't at all.
Now look, Mrs. Madison. A lot of these things you told me have been true, but a lot of them don't make sense.
Well, you wouldn't know anything about any of it if I hadn't come to you.
Well, maybe that's so. But why do you think we've gone to the expense and trouble of checking all this? I'll tell you. Because it was just too good to be real. A girl, alone and friendless in Los Angeles, dying of a heart attack in a doctor's office. A doctor who needs money and has a wife who's heavily insured. It's too much for us to take. Even with a signed statement, it's too much to take. Wanda Thompson was a patient of your husband's. She came in his office one day like anybody else. You or your husband took her personal history. And you noticed that she only had one relative in the world who'd be worried if she died. A mother way back in Jersey City.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a premeditated, planned murder. That's what I'm talking about. When that mother died suddenly, there was nobody to worry about poor little Wanda Thompson anymore. Nobody to ask questions about her. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Do you want to tell me about it?
Juan had been in to see Frank twice before. He knew all about her. That night when she came in the office, she said she'd just received word that her mother had died suddenly. She asked for something to make her sleep. Frank took her back in the examination room.
Go on.
A few minutes later, he buzzed me to come back. Wanda was lying on the table, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Frank looked kind of strange. Crazy. He said that Wanda had had a sudden heart attack and died before he could do anything. Well, I knew it wasn't so. There was a hypodermic on the stand. He'd given her something. I just didn't think he'd go that far.
Hadn't he discussed something like that with you before?
No, I swear he hadn't said a word to me before that night.
And he had it all planned when he called me back in the examination room. He called Dr. Reed on the phone and told him that his wife was very ill and asked him to come over and help out. When Dr. Reed got there, he showed him that poor girl, and he said it was me.
And that's how Reed signed the death certificate.
Yes.
Where were you all this time?
In Frank's office, I heard every word.
But you didn't say anything.
Well, no, I was too stunned by it all, I guess.
When did you leave town?
That same night. Frank made me. He said he'd handle everything. I accused him of killing Wanda, and he said that she just died there. But I know it wasn't so.
Okay. You want a cigarette?
Yes, please.
Here you go.
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad it's all over now. I'm terribly glad.
Expense account item 8, $73.50. Board and room while in Los Angeles. Expense account item 9, $205. Plane fare to Hartford. Expense account total, $525.39. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
From Hollywood, it's time now for John Lund as
Johnny Dollar.
Ken Ralston, Johnny.
Oh, hi, Ken. How's Kansas City?
Take my word, in Hollywood it's better.
Oh?
You always liked Hollywood, didn't you, Johnny?
You want me to?
Now, there's a man there named Phil Gardner. It's up to here in starlets.
In what?
Starlets, young girls with big careers in front of them. Phil Gardner's an agent for them.
So he needs me?
Oh, we do, Johnny. Twin State Insurance. Gardner's been calling me every half hour. It's like this, Johnny. Gardner's insured a few of these starlets with us. One in particular for $50,000.
So?
So, mostly Gardner's been babbling. He says this starlet in particular might not live. Babbles somebody wants her dead any second. You like Hollywood, Johnny?
Commission?
Fat. Real fat.
Hollywood. I like it.
John Lund in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Twin State Insurance Company, Kansas City, Missouri. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Starlet matter. Expense account item 1, $227.70. Airfare round trip on coach out of LaGuardia, flight 601, flying west. Some 3,000 bumpy miles later, the plane circled Los Angeles in a part of the Pacific Ocean and taxied down the runway at International Airport. It was 3:20 of a dirty afternoon. Expense account item 2, $440, cab fare to Sunset Ruxton Hotel, my home away from home in Hollywood, where I checked in, renewed old acquaintances with Judy, the telephone girl, put my pale cheek against her suntan, and told her I'd see her later. Expense account item 3, $2 even, to Beverly Hills office of Phil Gardner, agent. He was not in. The receptionist in silver hair pointed a silver fingertip across the street and said that's where. Chez Scotty's restaurant. And Mr. Gardner would be dressed with 2 vents in the back, a Tattersall vest, and blue suede sandals. And you know, he was.
So you're the boy they sent from KC, huh? Wait, I'll scooch over a little. You can sit down.
Yeah, thanks.
What's your name?
Dollar, Johnny Dollar.
Hi. You want to see a picture, Johnny? Here, take a look. That's Toby.
Toby?
Toby Drake. You've seen her in pictures.
I have?
You're living, you must have seen her in pictures. Loyal moviegoers like you are going to make a star out of Toby.
Well, I'm happy for both of you.
If she lives. Somebody's going to kill her, Johnny, murder her dead. She's a sweet kid. It shouldn't happen to her, to die from these anonymous threats.
Look, why don't you give it to your press agent?
Johnny, believe me, on my knees, I tell you. If I want publicity, I give it to the cops. I'm not kidding, Johnny. The kid's scared. She's in a lot of trouble.
Call for you, Mr. Gardner. I'll plug it in here.
Oh, thanks, Charlie.
Right this way.
Gardner speaking. Snap it out. I'm busy. Huh? No. Yeah, huh? No. Yeah. Skeptic.
Huh?
I just called you skeptic.
What's that mean?
Toby's dead. Her boyfriend called. I should be the first to know.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'll drive you over there. You'll want to see for insurance purposes, huh? I'll use the Jag. I'll put the top down.
Sure. You wouldn't go to a funeral any other way, would you, Phil?
Guess where? Johnny, get me something, a drink of water or something like that.
The place swarming with things. Chintz curtains, plump upholstery, and Beverly Hills Oriental knickknacks cluttering the Grand Rapids highboy. I walked over to the three-piece section. Toby Drake was lying there, her hand trailing down to the floor. I couldn't see her face until the big man stood up.
Somebody wrapped that black silk stocking too tight around her neck.
You wrapped the stocking?
Look, Buster, a call came to headquarters and said get here because there was a dead girl named Toby Drake. There is. And all of a sudden you're here. Why?
Something they have around this town. An agent. He's Toby's.
Oh, agent, huh? Well. Talk to me, agent.
Sure, Lieutenant.
Just Detective Koska. Lieutenant I'll never make. Go ahead.
Well, it was like this. Johnny and me sit there at Scotty's chewing fat, and the phone was brought over, and the man on the other end says it's Mr. Fulton. And he says his girlfriend's dead. Honest, I'm broken up about this.
Well. You wrapped the stocking, agent?
Johnny. He's Johnny Dollar. He's from the insurance.
Well. You been hired, Dollar?
Yeah. Twin City Insurance.
And for me, too, Johnny. All the way, find out for me who killed Toby.
Hired, huh? These guys employ you, huh? Well. Little balls there. You carry a gun, too. Oh, well.
Yeah. Where's her boyfriend?
In the bedroom. Name's Roy Fulton. He hardly says a word to me. Go talk to him, Dollar. Don't tell him it's okay. Talk. Who are you?
Johnny Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Toby dead?
She was murdered, Mr. Fulton. I'm trying to find out who did it.
We had a date. I came here. I saw her. I didn't lose my head. I called her agent, and then I called the police.
Did you kill her?
No, but you should have been more careful. Girls like her.
What kind of girl did you think she was?
Very pretty. Just beautiful. Now no more. Toby. That beautiful Toby.
Mr. Fulton.
Lost. Forever.
Mr. Fulton.
For always. Nowhere. Toby. Beautiful Toby.
I couldn't get through to him anymore. I gave him back to Koska, and I got out of there. A few thoughts on Toby Drake. Toby, a kid who'd once maybe won a beauty contest. Expenses paid to Hollywood, shake hands with the stars. A nice kid. Pretty kid on her way, now dead. I bought a paper and went back to my hotel. The lobby desk came first.
Hi, Mr. Dollar.
Any calls for me, Judy?
You got a call with a message. You want it?
Why don't you come over here and give it to me, Judy? I've never seen you standing up.
I'm taller. The message came in 10 minutes ago. You want to reach for it? Shall I read it to you?
Read it.
Goes like this. First Toby, then Stella Martin. You can't stop at $1.
First Toby, then Stella Martin. You ad-libbing this, Judy?
Says right here.
Who left the message?
I took the call. The man said it and hung up. What Stella Martin he mean, Mr. Dollar?
I wish I knew, baby.
You think maybe the starlet Stella Martin used to be a starlet? She's not around much anymore.
Starlet, huh? How would I get in touch with a starlet, Judy? Oh, I know. Hand me that phone book. Come on, come on.
Who are you calling?
A man who knows starlets past and present. Agent Phil Gardner. Oh.
Not in, huh? Why don't you try Hollywood Casting, Mr. Dollar? They'd know.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Stella Martin dropped from our ready file. Non-payment is due.
Well, there must be an address where you dunned her.
2001, Magnolia Avenue, Westchester.
You want what, mister? Stella Martin. She live here?
Uh-huh. You're who?
Johnny Dollar. Investigation.
You got a card that says that?
Let's go inside, huh?
Just you got a card, just show me.
Miss Martin here?
No card, huh? Suppose I say yes, she's here. And what happens?
I said inside.
Glad you did that, Sonny. Now I got a reason.
Now cut it out. I just want to...
You're smaller than you look. Oh, try me.
Later, when I opened my eyes, he was gone. I got to my feet, fell down, then finally made it over to the hallway, where there should have been a bathroom and a towel and some water. The thing that stopped me was the girl in the negligee. She was sitting on the floor against the wall. She was blonde, and her head was turned to one side as if she was wondering about me. There was a stocking tied round her throat, and she was dead.
We'll return to yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. Now, with our star, John Lund, we bring you the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I'd seen the dead girl a couple times. In the jungle picture, spliced between the main feature and the newsreel. The girl in the South Sea apron who gets chased by the gorilla. I stopped trying to convince myself it wasn't real. It was real, all right. I didn't need the pounding on the door to knock it into my head. I didn't need Detective Koska either.
What is this, Dollar? You on a rampage?
Now, you want to know what happened, or you want to be a big man?
Just be gentle with me. That's all I want you to do. 15 minutes ago, I was in a warm bed. So just be gentle.
I got slugged. A man 7 feet tall in a black leather jacket.
I spent 5 hours questioning Roy Fulton about the murder of this girlfriend of his, Toby. Nothing. I let him go. Then I climbed into this warm bed, and I was sleeping fine. Then Sergeant Hurd called. Seems someone phoned in this address to Sergeant Hurd. Now, you were saying what, Dollar?
She's in the hallway, propped against the wall.
Show me.
Sigh a deep sigh about the warm bed, Casca. She's young and she's strangled. And her name's Stella Martin.
You want to clear it up for me?
I got word about her. I came here and a guy clobbered me. I woke up a few minutes ago.
Nobody gives me word, Dollar. Why you?
I don't know why. If I knew why, I'd know who. You want to listen about a guy in a black leather jacket?
7 feet tall, huh?
Yeah, about. Brown felt hat. Find him. That oughtn't to be tough for a big man like you.
Don't be sour on me, Dollar. You took some lump. You see this, kid?
What?
Yeah. She's holding something in her hand. What? Well, now, well. Read it, Johnny. Read what it says.
There'll be another one tomorrow, Dollar.
Another one tomorrow, Dollar. Well, now.
What makes me so popular, Casca? Why doesn't it say your name?
Because it says Dollar. Because it says the name of a guy I stumble over when I get out of a warm bed. What am I going to do with you? Take you downtown and sweat you? Get out of here, Dollar. Get out.
Then back into the rose-scented air, and the suburban lawn now littered with friends and neighbors, and under the bright neon of the corner cut-rate drugs and sundries, the night-blooming hack stand. I took a cab to my hotel. No more messages, so I went to sleep. And the next morning, the sound of the telephone screaming the name of Phil Gardner, agent. Get here, it said. So I got there.
Girls drop like flies where you walk, Dollar. I read the papers this morning, and you were there, and another one dropped.
Now, what's the matter, Phil? Only yesterday we were in love, you and I.
Now, don't ask me, can't we even be friends? It's a tired line from a tired guy. I don't like tired.
Let me tell you something, Phil. I'm glad you called. You were going to be my first stop.
Now, look, you were hired to maybe prevent Toby Drake's dying, and this you were a flopola, stinkeroo. Then you stay on, maybe you could come up with why Toby, a talented girl, had to die. Well, like I said, stinkeroo.
On your feet, Phil.
Now, keep away from me, Johnny.
On your feet.
Now,
Now we talk.
I'm talking.
You killed Toby, Phil?
My arm, Johnny.
Toby was on her way, maybe a star soon. Also with insurance, $50,000. Beneficiary you.
My arm.
That why you killed her?
Johnny.
And all this big talk on the phone this morning. Get down here. Cover up talk, Phil. All right. And we'll try the name Stella Martin.
I'll level with you. Just let go of my arm. Stella Martin, a 3 months ago pickup. From Dorcas Drive-In on Santa Monica, a guy gets lonesome for a car hop like Stella. A friendly pickup, she'll help me.
You did lovely, Phil. Now, one thing more. You know a man who wears a leather jacket who's 7 feet tall?
Somebody help me. I got a madman loose.
Goodbye, Phil. You've made the morning even worse. I got to the drive-in on Santa Monica. A cowgirl with a menu and a pair of heavy-duty sheer dungarees threw a card on my windshield that said Phyllis on it. Dorcas, she asked back. Why, that's old Melv over that way. I moseyed on over to old Melv.
Yeah, howdy.
Johnny Dollar, insurance investigation.
Milton Dorcas. Shout out a fella.
Howdy.
Howdy.
You the manager of this place, Melv?
Yeah. Top hand.
Oh, what else?
Huh?
Oh, tenderfoot talk. Don't let it throw you. I need some information, Mel.
Yeah, don't be a gravel kicker, son. Speak up. What's on your mind?
Know a girl named Toby Drake, Mel?
Knowed her. Used to work here.
One named Stella Martin?
Yeah. Doing work this evening. She ain't gonna make it, though. She's dead. She and Toby. Choked. Seen it in the Gazette.
I need your help, Mel.
Deputize me. Well, I don't know. Just don't know.
If you don't help, there's liable to be another dead girl.
Peggy.
Who?
What's the matter, Stan? You got monkeys in your ears? I said Peggy. Peggy Bryan. On account of them 3 girls were thicker than the bobcat's tail.
Do tell.
Yeah, thicker than that even. Peggy used to work here, too. Drove to work in Toby's auto.
You know where I can find Peggy?
North Hollywood she lives in. Hey, wait a bit. I'll take you for address. You want to wait, son, or you got to be riding on?
I'll wait, Mel.
Get away. Get away from here, whoever you are, get away.
Listen to me, Miss Bryan. I've come to help you.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you before you kill me.
Don't be crazy. Give me that gun. There. That's better.
To kill me. That's why you come to kill me.
Now, let's scream inside. We don't want to make talk for the neighbors. Inside, Peggy. Now, hush, hush, baby girl. Hush. You see? I let you go. It's nothing to be scared of. I'm here to help you. To keep it from happening, like it did to Stella and Toby. You understand what I'm saying, Peggy?
Stella, Toby, they're dead. And now it'll be me.
Why does it have to be you, Peggy?
You don't know? You kill and you don't know why?
Try to understand. I'm an insurance investigator. A lot of times I'm around when people die. Sometimes I get there sooner. Now help me. Help me, Peggy, so I can help you. That way we'll save us both a lot of pain.
Because I'm so frightened.
Whoever killed Toby and Stella, why would they want to kill you?
I know why. I think I know.
Well, tell me, Peggy.
A woman was killed. We killed her.
Tell me about it.
It was 3 years ago. Toby, Stella and I, we had a little car. We used to take a trip. A few summers ago, we took a trip to Oregon. One day,
One day what?
this woman crashed into it. It was her fault. Honest, it was her fault.
And she was killed?
Married woman. Young and pretty. And married. Police said it wasn't our fault. And let us go. Only we... Why else would anyone want us dead?
It's Saturday, Peggy. What do you do with yourself on Saturdays?
I shop. For groceries. A new dress sometime.
We'll go buy a new one. You and me. And tonight? What do we do tonight?
You're asking me for a date?
Uh-huh. What do we do tonight?
Saturday nights I usually go to Ocean Park. It's fun. Ride to people. It's fun.
Sure it is. Saturday night, Ocean Park. We'll have fun. So I made a lot of phone calls. To my hotel to tell Judy I was going to Ocean Park with a girl named Peggy Bryan, in case anyone inquired. Then I called Agent Phil Gardner and let him know where I was going. Finally, I called Roy Fulton, Toby's boyfriend, and let him know all about my plans for the evening. And then I went shopping with Peggy Bryan and then took her to Ocean Park. Peggy Bryan, Pigeon.
Let's just walk for a while, Johnny.
Whatever you say. You hungry, Peggy?
Let's go on the roller coaster.
Sure. Peggy,
What?
just stand still for a moment. Look around you. Do you see anybody you know?
No. I know what you're doing, Johnny.
Why, sure. I'm on a Saturday night date with a nice girl.
You think you'll find me here, Johnny?
You want me to level, don't you?
Is he going to kill me?
I'm going to try to stop him, Peggy. Come on, let's eat. Two tickets, please. Thanks. Let's go, Peggy.
Stay close to me, Johnny. A girl can get lost in the funhouse.
Johnny. Oh, Johnny.
What's the matter, Peggy?
Nothing. I'm having such a good time.
Ever been through that spinning barrel?
Oh, I always fall down.
I'll hold your hand.
Johnny,
What?
that man over there. He watched us buy our ticket.
Which man?
The tall one.
Yeah, I see him. Peggy, walk through that spinning barrel. Fall down if you have to, but get right up and get out on the other side.
Is he the one?
Go on, I'm right in back of you.
He's following us.
Get out of this thing fast. I'm staying.
I've been tearing you, Seamus. I've been winning. You had enough, Shorty?
Yeah.
Come on, I'll drag you out of here. Now talk. Talk or so help me.
You're crazy, Seamus.
Talk.
You think I killed her? I didn't kill Stella. She was dead when I got there. I swear she was dead.
Yeah, sure she was.
And you came in. I went crazy. I wanted to kill. Something to get even.
And why are you following me?
Because you're a Seamus. If we get to the killer, I want a piece of him. I didn't kill Stella. I was in love with her. You gotta believe me. You got to.
Peggy, what's the matter?
The mirror! Look, the mirror!
He was in the mirror, all right. Roy Fulton's reflection. Boyfriend of Toby. Long and thin as if he'd been squeezed together, which included the gun he was holding. I pulled Peggy down on the floor with me and grabbed for my gun.
It's her, Lost Dollar. It's her.
Something happened to him. Something red that splintered on the front of his shirt. But he kept coming. Then the something caught up with him. Fulton, are you?
They killed my wife. They killed her.
Expense account item 4, 1995. To dress a pigeon named Peggy Bryant. Item 5, $112 miscellaneous. Hotels, meals, roller coaster ride, funhouse, etc. Expense account total, $366.05. Remarks? Pay Phil Gardner, agent, face value of $50,000 policy on Toby Drake. Well, all in all, from your point of view, my trip to Hollywood was a failure. From my point of view, I kept one girl out of 3 alive, and I was lucky at that. Luckier than you usually get in Hollywood. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Mickey McQueen, Johnny. How are you?
Mickey? I tried to phone you a couple of times, but I never reached you.
Well, I'm out a lot these days.
Well, I heard about your promotion to sergeant, Mickey. Nice going.
That isn't good. They're taking my beat away from me and putting me behind the desk. I've got to talk to a friend about it. Will you be home tonight?
Well, you really sound worried, Mickey. What is it?
Nothing yet, Johnny, but there'll be murder before it's finished. My mind's made up. I want to talk to you about it.
Sure, Mickey. I'll be here any time you want to come up.
Edmund O'Brien in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, to whom it may concern, Hartford Police Headquarters, Hartford, Connecticut. I don't expect you to honor this statement, but since the reports to my regular employers go in on these forms, the following is an accounting of my expenditures during my personal investigation of the Mickey McQueen matter. You may wonder how I got mixed up in it. Well, it's been my privilege to have worked a number of cases with Mickey McQueen here in Hartford, and through the years, a friendship developed between us. So when he phoned Tuesday night to say he wanted to talk to me, I was glad to ask him up. But when it got to be 1:30 in the morning and he still hadn't arrived, I wasn't so glad. He arrived at 2.
I'm sorry I'm late, Johnny.
Yeah, what held you up? I was about to drop off.
I had to think, Johnny.
Ah. You're in uniform, Mickey. What about your beat?
Yeah, my beat won't miss me. After 20 years of walking it from dark till dawn, checking its stores and passing the time of night with its people, drunk and sober.
Is it too late for a drink, Mickey? I got your brand, some Irish.
Yes, that was good of you. I've been a good policeman, Johnny. I can say that without sounding like I'm stuck on myself, can't I now?
Oh, I've never heard anybody else say anything else, Mickey.
And I've got more friends to my credit than I have arrests. I'll say that. But I've got a quiet beat.
I think there are quieter beats in town. Maybe you're lucky. Here's to it.
All right. But be careful what it is. There's murder being done and planned right this minute, Johnny, and them that could stop it don't have the heart, right or wrong.
What are you talking about?
I know what I'm talking about.
Are you feeling all right?
Feeling all right? I'm as healthy as I was yesterday, ain't I now?
I didn't see you yesterday.
Yet they're taking my job, putting me behind a desk. A degrading end for a man that's been active for 20 years.
After 20 years on your feet, you should take a rest. You've earned one.
The very words of the commission, Johnny. But, Johnny,
Yeah, Mickey?
Never mind. The devil take them all. I've used up enough of your time.
Now, wait a minute. You came over to talk about something more than your new job. What's this stuff about murder being planned and being done?
I shouldn't have said it. I wish you'd forget it.
What's the matter with you? You know me well enough to tell me. You know me well enough to know I'll keep any confidence you want me to keep.
You're a good friend, Johnny. Maybe that's why I've changed my mind about telling you.
Then why did you come over?
Because I thought I was going to talk to you, but I'm not now.
All right, it's your business. But you're acting like a kid. Now, if you don't have anything to say to me, it's after 2. I have a job in the morning.
All right, Johnny. I'm sorry I bothered you. I'll say good night.
I didn't sleep very well for the rest of the night. In sort of a half doze, parts of Mickey's conversation kept coming back to me. And the more sleep I lost over it, the more I wished I'd been less grumpy and more sympathetic. There wasn't a job for me the next day, and right after noon I decided to drop by his apartment and find out his mood when he was off duty. Mickey's apartment occupied the ground floor of a narrow gray row house not far from mine. I could hear a woman crying somewhere inside. I smelled domestic trouble, but I pushed the buzzer anyway.
Are you the...
I'm Johnny Dollar, a friend of Mr. McQueen's.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Dollar. He said to phone you if I ever needed.
Is he home?
In there.
She pointed in the direction of a door smaller than the outside door, the door to either a bathroom or a closet. It was a closet. The clothes were bunched at one end of the rod, and from the other, still in uniform, his own polished leather belt drawn tightly around his neck, hung Mickey McQueen. I walked back into the lace-curtained living room. The woman who had let me in was in her middle 30s. She wore too much makeup, and her white blonde hair was anything but natural. She had stopped crying, and she acted as if she were waiting for me to start something.
Well, what about it? Do you explain yourself, or do I get 3 guesses? Never mind that look. I only live here.
Oh? I didn't know Mickey had a wife.
Oh, maybe he was ashamed of me. My name is Thelma.
I'm sorry, Thelma.
You're an old friend of Mickey's?
Yeah, but he never told me about you.
Had you seen him lately?
Yeah, last night. First he phoned me, then he came by to talk to me.
What did he say?
I'm not sure. He was pretty handy with double talk. Maybe I was supposed to understand it, but I didn't.
What was it about?
About his job, change he was making, and something about murders being planned and done, and nobody doing anything to stop them.
Then he didn't tell you
What?
that I was leaving him.
He's never mentioned you. Why were you leaving him?
Well, because it was all wrong. I never should have married him in the first place.
Why did you?
Because he was the kindest, most wonderful man that ever lived. Does that answer your question?
Not quite. Is there more?
Did you know his first wife?
Yeah.
Well, then I guess you know he took her death pretty hard. They'd been married 10 years. I met him after she died. He was lonely, and so was I. Well, he was pretty wonderful to me. I thought I could help him. It wasn't because of him I was leaving. It was me. But I never thought he'd do this.
I don't think he did.
What do you mean?
I think he was murdered.
Why?
When did you find him?
Oh, I came home about a half hour before you got here.
Have you phoned the police?
Not yet. I didn't know what to do.
Where had you been?
I told you I was leaving him. I've been living in a hotel. Does it matter?
Well, why'd you come back?
Oh, just to get some things I'd left. Why are you asking me these things?
When it's murder, there's bound to be a lot of questions.
I don't think it was. Everybody loved him. He didn't have an enemy in the world. Why would anybody want to kill a man like Mickey McQueen?
For the rest of the day, I tried to talk myself into leaving the matter in the hands of the police where it belonged, but I couldn't do it. That night, I started making the rounds of Mickey's beat. I talked to a corner magazine vendor who had sold him a mystery, a woman in a cigar store who had talked with him, and a cabbie who had borrowed $5 from him. None of them gave me anything helpful. My next stop was the Cedric Hotel, where I looked up the house detective, Ned Martin.
Oh, poor old Mickey. I'll miss him.
So will I. Did you see him last night?
Yeah, he dropped in. He always did, once or twice a night, just to shoot the breeze, you know. Why'd he do it? Did he leave a note or anything?
I think he was murdered.
What makes you say that?
Came over to see me about 2:30 this morning. There was something on his mind. He wanted to talk about it, but he wouldn't.
Yeah, that figures.
What do you mean?
I noticed something about him last night. He was real low. I asked him what was the matter. He said it was because it was his last night on his beat. He was supposed to check into his new job today. But that didn't sound right to me.
Did you know he had a wife?
Yeah, I heard about it. Then I hounded him till he showed me a picture of her.
Bleached blonde?
Yeah, she looks it. I didn't want to embarrass him by asking, but I wondered about her. What makes you think it was murder, Don?
Now, do you think Mickey was the type to kill himself?
Well, no, but how can you tell?
I guess you can't. All you can do is try to find out. Well, if you don't have anything more, I'll be on my way.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
I guess it was a dirty trick, and I wish I hadn't done it, but I snooped that marriage. I found out who she was. Her name was Thelma Weaver. She did a couple of years at Joliet.
Where'd you get that?
Things like that don't stay hidden. I'd drop it if I were you. I really would.
What are you holding out on me?
It's for your own good, Johnny.
I'll shake it out of you if I have to.
Okay, hero. You know Fred Cool, the Calcutta Club over in Bartlett?
I know of him. He's a police informer, isn't he?
Part-time.
Uh-huh.
If you won't take my advice and forget it, go talk to him. And don't tell him who sent you.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you about Mickey McQueen. Do you have an office?
You a cop, too?
Only a private one. I was a friend of Mickey's.
Oh, sure. Roy. Yes? I'm in my office for a little while. If there's any trouble, buzz me.
Roger, Fred.
Come on, this way.
Got quite a crowd tonight, Fred.
Sure, sometimes I get a lot of out-of-town trade.
Did you see Mickey last night?
No, I didn't. I get along fine with Mickey. He won't take any payoff, but he don't push me around. How is he?
Do you know his wife?
His wife? I didn't even know he was married.
Her name was Thelma Weaver before Mickey married her. She did some time in Joliet.
Why do you bother me with this? I got work to do.
You knew Mickey was dead.
No, I didn't know that.
I don't see how it would be enough, but it struck me that if somebody knew he was married to an ex-con, they might try to use the information.
Well, suppose you're right. Yeah?
Roy, Fred, I think you'd better come out.
Important?
Yes, I think so.
Be right out. Pardon me, Dollar. Little trouble outside. Wait here. I'll come right back.
I waited. And while I did, I took a quick look around the office for another way out in case I might need it. There wasn't any unless the steel door in one of the walls was it. But before I could try it, the other door opened. I wasn't expecting Fred Koo to return so quickly, and neither was I expecting who did come in.
I didn't expect to find you here, Mr. Dollar.
Likewise, Mrs. McQueen.
I was looking for Mr. Koo.
What for?
Well, I thought I might help if I could. Mickey kept this notebook, you see, where he wrote down all the places he stopped when he made his rounds. This place was one of them. I thought if I could talk to this Mr. Koo...
Did you know Fred Koo?
Oh, I know.
You know anybody named Weaver, Thelma Weaver?
All right, mister. That's enough. Reach.
Don't be crazy. What good would that do?
Stay where you are. Won't try anything. I really mean it.
She looked like she really meant it. It was a small revolver, Colt 25. I didn't know whether she had come in meaning to use it on Fred Koo or me, but it didn't make much difference at the moment. She had it pointed at my midsection. I couldn't figure her. She held her little revolver as if she was used to the feel of it, but there had been something actressy about the way she said reach. I couldn't figure her, but I decided not to take a chance. I grabbed up the inkwell from the desk and threw not it, but the contents at her.
Hey, what's the...
Okay, drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Now sit down.
All right. What do you want?
That depends on what you want.
I told you. I want to find out who killed Mickey.
At the apartment earlier today, you didn't think anybody had. What about it?
All right, Johnny. How much do you know?
That your name was Thelma Weaver, that you spent 2 years in Joliet.
That's right. And after 2 years in that place, I didn't want to go back to the life and start all over again. I gave the bunch in Chicago the slip and came here. I was hanging around trying to pick up enough to pay my way to Florida or someplace, and that's how I met Mickey. He arrested me. Vagrancy. What a laugh. He showed in court the next morning and got me released in his custody. Oh, he treated me like a daughter. He loaned me some money, offered to get me a job, and I really felt for the first time like I could start life all over again. Oh, I know it sounds corny, but...
But good. You make it sound real good.
You don't believe me, do you?
Sure. I believe you as far as you've gone. I even believe the part about starting a new life. You saw that Mickey had a heart as big as the city, and you didn't lose any time moving into it. That was smart. It was about the safest hiding place you could have found. For you, but not for Mickey.
How did I know about Fred Koo? Somebody spotted me and told him. And he didn't waste any time getting in touch with Chicago.
Those men out there, they all from Chicago?
Well, most of them. Did you spot the tall one? He talks with an English accent.
Yeah, I remember him. Roy?
That's him. He came first. He checked the possibilities on Mickey's beat, and then he found out about Mickey being moved over to a new job.
Where was he being moved?
Some desk job.
Where?
At the police arsenal.
The arsenal. How did Roy find that out?
I told him. I had to. He made me tell him.
What are Roy's plans, do you know?
Yeah, the Marquardt building. The one that has all the wholesale jewelers.
No, that's no good. Mickey was supposed to help them with a job of that size, or they'd reveal that he was married to an ex-con. That's not enough. They must have more than that on you or him.
Oh, I might as well tell you. Can't hurt him now any more than I've been hurt. His name is Roy Weaver. I'm married to him. He threatened to bring bigamy charges unless Mickey helped him.
That would do it. With your record, bigamy would be a long stretch.
Yeah, 5 years. Mickey would do almost anything rather than cause me that.
Who killed him?
Roy did. I wasn't there, I swear I wasn't. But they met him after he got through work at 5:30 this morning.
Why did they kill him?
Mickey was all ready for his new job, and he had the keys to the arsenal.
Here's your gun. If you're on the level, you may need it, and the caliber's too small to do me any good.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to the police.
Why not use the phone?
It'll be tapped, and it would take too long to explain it. That bunch would be in here before I got started.
I wouldn't try it if I were you.
No, it's all right. Where are you going, Dollar?
I'm going home. I was waiting for Fred Koo, but I guess he decided not to bother.
Fred had to leave. Did Mrs. Weaver entertain you with her sordid story?
Yeah, it was very pleasant.
She's a charming girl. You were going home to think about it.
Well, if you don't mind, get out of my way.
Paul, Benson. Cohen. I'm afraid I do mind. I couldn't chance having Fred interrupted at the arsenal.
Get out of my way! Hey, where you going? Come on, come on! That's enough!
Ah, that's fine, Carl. Now, shall we go back to the office and wait? Bring him along, Carl. It's a pity you became involved in this dollar. I'd hoped there wouldn't have to be any more violence.
You did stop him.
Yes. Thanks for the buzz, darling.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Look what the skunk did to my dress. Did Fred get started all right?
He's well on his way. Should be back within the hour.
Hey, Mr. Weaver, what do we do with this guy?
Keep him out of the way. Put him in there. And see that he stays quiet.
Sure. Hey, you. Turn around.
At least I found out what was behind the steel door I'd noticed earlier in the evening. When my eyes opened, and I got accustomed to the light from a single dust-covered bulb, I realized that I was in a sort of wine cellar. There were some bottles, but most of the storage space was taken up by a large and varied assortment of burglar's tools. There were a few weapons, too, but I knew they were nothing compared to what Fred would bring back if the raid on the arsenal was successful. I glanced at my watch at 11:15, and right after that, I heard the heavy latch on the door being turned. I got back into my position on the floor, closed my eyes, and listened.
Don't forget the bars, Carl. We'll need them for the inside doors.
I got you. Hey, Benson, you take these. I'll bring the rest. You want the guns in there, Mr. Weaver?
We won't need them. Crocker.
Yeah?
Listen closely now. We're behind schedule. Both cars are in back. In the Buick, you'll find the things from the arsenal.
Yeah.
I want you to move half of them over into the Cadillac.
What about the grenades, Roy?
They're in a case marked CN-DM, irritant gas M6.
I got it.
Open the case and put half in the Buick. The most important is the cordite powder for the vaults. There are 2 boxes. Put one in the trunk of each car.
Right.
Be careful. It's very touchy stuff.
Yeah, I know. I've handled it before.
All right, get along then, and hurry.
It won't take long.
Now, Fred will be in charge of one car. I'll be in the other.
It's all right.
We're agreed that we'll meet at the north entrance at midnight, both to approach the building from the east on Lincoln. You will have dropped 2 men to guard the south entrance. 2 of my men will subdue the guard at the north.
They better. They'll spring the alarm in a big hurry.
You can trust me. They'll use Thompson's. Thelma!
Yes, Roy?
Where are you going?
Well, don't be so snoopy. I'm going to powder my nose.
You're coming with us.
Sure, Roy, if you want me to.
I don't need you, but I don't think I should feel safe without you with me. Don't be long.
I'll be right back.
Think everything is ready from in here, Mr. Weaver.
Good. Go to the cars then, Carl.
What about the Seamus there?
Oh, lock him up again. We'll decide what to do when we come back.
I guess he can't cause no harm in there.
I tried to force the door that time using one of the bars they had left behind, but I couldn't do anything with it. Then I started poking the cement walls. I knew better than to expect to find any other exit, but with the biggest burglary in the history of Hartford underway, I had to do something. I kept a check on the time, and it was 20 minutes before they were due to arrive at the Marquardt building when a sound stopped me. The steel door was being opened. I moved behind it, still holding my bar.
Dollar, it's Ned Martin. You in here?
Yeah, Martin. I'm here. How did you know I was here?
Some dame phoned the hotel. She told me you were here.
Why should she call you?
How should I know? I don't even know who it was. She just said she knew you came to the hotel and that you were locked up in here. I mentioned the Calcutta to you, so I came over to see what it was all about. Now, what's the matter? Don't you believe me?
I don't know what to believe. You said you were holding something out on me when I talked to you.
I was. I knew Fred Koo was selling the information about Mickey's wife to some guns from Chicago. I knew it could have led to trouble.
Why didn't you tell me? You said it was for my own good.
I thought it was, and mine too. I didn't want you to know so much you'd have to tell where you learned it, to prove how smart you were. I don't like this kind of stuff.
You got a car?
Yeah, but it stays right where it's parked till you tell me what's going on.
This Chicago bunch raided the police arsenal. They're armed with everything from cordite to Tommy guns. They're going into the Marquardt building in less than 20 minutes.
What's that?
Wholesale jewelers. Will you take me out there?
I'll take you part way if you're crazy enough to want to go.
That's good enough. Let's get into the office. It's dead.
Who'd you want, police?
Yeah.
We could stop on the way.
It'll take us 15 minutes to get to the Marcotte building. If we run into a patrol car on the way, we'll stop it. If we don't, you can drop me and then phone in. Where's your car? At the speed we traveled, we should have at least picked up a traffic cop, but we didn't. Martin wouldn't take me any closer than the corner of Atlantic and Milton. We reached there at 12 minutes after 12. That gave me 2 minutes to get to the Marcotte building. I didn't make it before they arrived, but it didn't make any difference. Both cars had pulled up and were unloading men. From a doorway about 50 yards down, I spotted Fred Koo and Roy Weaver. Then I saw Thelma. She got out of the Buick and started toward me.
Thelma, where are you going?
Weaver shouted at her, but she didn't answer. Instead, she stopped, and I saw the little gun glitter in her hand as she turned back to them. Then I saw what she was aiming at. The trunk of the Buick, where the cordite powder was.
Thelma! Thelma! Stop it!
The car went up in a blast of powder and gasoline, and she moved back toward the other one. And that was it. Thelma Weaver McQueen, as the department knows, was DOA at Emergency Hospital. None of the mob got out alive except Roy Weaver, who lived long enough to sign a confession to Mickey McQueen's murder. I want you to know that I may have lost a good friend, but you have lost a better policeman. I hope to see those early news accounts that called him a suicide corrected. Expense account total, no dollars and no cents. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Doud with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien's latest picture is the Paramount Pictures production, The Redhead and the Cowboy. Featured in tonight's cast were Bill Conrad, Martha Wentworth, Herb Butterfield, Jack Moyles, and Ray Hartman. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, was transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dick Cutting inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
This is Sergeant Bacon. I'm calling for Police Chief Allen.
Oh, yes, Sergeant. How are things going?
Good and bad, you might say. We're at the hospital. George Enfield just died of his injuries, but it looks like the other man, Charlie Watson, is going to pull through.
Has he been questioned yet?
No, but the docs say he can be in an hour or so. That's what I'm phoning about. Chief Allen says you can come over if you want to get in on it.
Good. I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Oh, Sergeant, did you get the new tally on the robbery?
No, I didn't know there was a new one.
It stands at 48,000 now.
And murder, too. I guess this one will rip Youngstown to pieces, all right.
Edmund O'Brien in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense accounts, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Columbia All Risk Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Youngstown Credit Group matter. Expense account item 1, $45.60, airfare and incidentals between Hartford and Youngstown, Ohio, where Sergeant Biggin added the following details to what I had already learned.
The Youngstown Credit Group is a savings and loan set up for the employees out at Federal Mills. About 2 years ago, they set up this service to cash the men's paychecks. Enfield and Watson have been going right out to the plant every payday at noon. Charged a small fee for the service.
The same two men every week with that kind of money?
That's right. And this morning, somebody finally caught up with them. Knew the route they took and the time. Evidently stopped their car some way, got into it, relieved them of the money, and then pushed them out while they were making their getaway. Enfield and Watson are a mess. That's all we've got except an abandoned sedan that might fit in someplace.
It was a couple of hours later when I was told that one of the victims, George Enfield, had died as a result of being thrown from the speeding car. I went to the hospital and there met Chief Edward J. Allen, a man I'd read about and admired as the police officer who had led the fight that finally forced Detroit's Purple Gang out of Youngstown. I was surprised at his being on hand so early in a case and said so.
Because I haven't gotten used to not being a sergeant, I guess. I answer a call with the boys anytime I can. We won't be able to press Watson too far. He'll be in pretty bad shape from the sedatives.
Yeah. Does he know about his partner being dead?
Not yet. And we'd better hold it back. Here. Oh, Watson. Feel like talking about what happened?
Sure. I'll try.
Thanks. This is Mr. Dollar. He's an insurance investigator.
You've had some rough going, Watson.
I'm Chief Allen.
Yes, sir.
You tell us when you want us to leave, Watson, and we will. But we want to get on this as fast as we can, and the more you can tell us now, the better it'll be.
I will. They stopped us just after we crossed Spring Common Bridge.
Were they waiting, or did they follow you from town?
Followed us. They started to pass us and forced us off the road.
You didn't suspect that you were being followed?
Didn't think about it.
How many men were there?
4. They had white handkerchiefs over their faces.
Well, can you give us any kind of a description?
I couldn't swear to anything.
What about clothes? Can you remember if they wore overcoats, hats?
Hard to remember. They all seem to look alike now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wore hats, all of them, and overcoats.
Were they armed?
Yes, sir. All of them were armed.
Well, what can you give us on the type of weapons?
I don't know very much about guns.
Enough to know if they were automatics or cylinder type?
The man that took me had an automatic. I remember that.
Oh, would you say it was a large gun or a small one?
I don't know how to answer it. Didn't look either way.
Or was it nickel-plated or blue steel?
It was dark, I think. Blue steel.
How tall are you, Watson?
5'9.5".
Was this man as tall as you?
A little taller, sir.
Is he heavier?
No. Thinner, I'd say. I weigh 170.
You're doing fine, Watson. Just a few more questions. Did this man say anything to you?
Just get out. He held the gun on me and said, get out. At the same time, another one was taking Enfield out.
Enfield was driving?
Yes, sir. It was his car.
That was a blue 1948 Plymouth sedan, huh?
Yes, sir. They made us get in the back seat on the floor, kneeling with our heads down.
Where did you have the money, Watson?
In the trunk.
Locked in the trunk?
Yes, sir. In a briefcase.
You must have known that.
Yeah. How did they operate then, Watson?
Well, they made us stay on the floor. They left their car and got in Enfield's, all of them. And later, maybe 15 minutes, they pushed me out, and that's all I remember.
They say anything?
Just a word or two to keep us on the floor.
Watson, see if you can help us with this. Somebody knew an awful lot about the way you and Enfield operated, even to the point of knowing they'd have to take the car because you carried the money in the trunk. Who would have known all that?
Quite a few, sir, but I think I would have recognized him.
They wouldn't have to be there, Watson.
Somebody who could have given the information to the 4 men.
Well, I can't think of anybody who'd do that, sir.
Well, give us the names of as many as you can remember right now. That bunch had to get the information from somebody.
The names he listed included those of men in the Youngstown Credit Group, a man or two at Federal Mills, and from the bank where they drew the money each week, 3 employees who would have known the time they left and that they locked the money in the trunk of the car. There were 12 all told, but instead of our following them up, some officers were assigned to check their movements for anything that might lead us someplace. An alarm on the Plymouth sedan and the description of the man with the glasses was broadcast, and while Chief Allen waited for results at headquarters, I went out to the east side to talk with Enfield's widow.
All I can think is he's gone, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to tell the kids that he's gone.
Do you have anybody to help you, Mrs. Enfield?
Nobody. I don't want anybody. I want to be let alone. Nothing has ever been good, nothing. He scraped and did without and never got ahead, and now it ends like this. I don't know what I'm going to do. Why do you have to bother me?
Because somebody who knew a lot about your husband or Watson is to blame for all this.
I don't hardly know what you're saying to me. I just keep thinking, I've got to tell the kids.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Enfield. I hoped you could help us find the man who did this thing.
How could I help anybody?
By telling me if there was some acquaintance of your husband's you think might have known his routine when he went to Federal Mills. Somebody who could have taken advantage of what he knew.
He wouldn't talk about that. Why should he?
Who are some of his friends, Mrs. Enfield?
I didn't know many of his friends. He never told me much about what he did. Never brought them here.
Where would he have met them then?
Downtown, someplace, I'm not sure.
It could be important.
He used to bowl, but I never went with him. I couldn't say where. Why do you make me talk about things he did? He won't do them no more. Not right you're bothering me like this. Not now. Not so soon like this. Leave me alone.
All right, Mrs. Enfield. Believe me, I wouldn't have come if it weren't so important to learn as much as we can, as quickly as we can. The importance of speed, of course, was based upon the fact that the $48,000 to have been used to cash paychecks was in small, untraceable denominations. What we were afraid of was that the 400 men would split the money, separate as quickly as possible, and leave the area. It was 5:30 p.m. by the time I reported back to Chief Allen. The search for the Plymouth by then was statewide, but nothing had developed. At 7:15, something did. The owner of a farm a few miles from town called in a tip. A few minutes later, we pulled up in front of his house.
I didn't think anything about it till I got the paper this evening. I read how the police were looking for a Plymouth sedan, said my wife. Wonder if that could be the one. Shit, don't seem likely, but I made up my mind to call you anyway.
Well, I'm glad you did, Mr. Long.
Well, there's a Plymouth like that down there at the edge of my land.
It's there now?
Well, 'twas at nightfall, and what's more, I was fixing some drift fence down that way when it drove in. I remember now there was 4 men got out of it.
Now, what time was that?
About noon.
Did you get a good look at these men?
I didn't pay much attention till another car come and turned around. Then they all got into that one and drove off.
Were they carrying anything? A briefcase?
No, I didn't notice.
Now, which way did they go?
Well, toward the city, same way both cars come from.
Now, what kind of a car was it?
Well, these blame new models all look the same to me. I couldn't say. It was blue, though.
What about the men? Is there a chance you'd recognize any of them?
Oh, I couldn't be sure. I don't pay much attention to people.
Well, thanks very much, Mr. Long. We'll go take a look at that Plymouth.
And just drive down the end of my fence there. You'll see a turnoff. It's not a real road, sort of a lover's lane like.
It's the car, all right, Dollar.
Yeah, they dumped it in a hurry, didn't they? Yeah. Key's still in the trunk lock. We're up against a really well-planned thing here, aren't we?
They're sure ahead of us so far.
Another car and a 5th man to figure now. You think they went back to town?
Would you have planned it that way?
Maybe. If I had, I would have thrown you a curve. You and all the deputies and the state police would be looking for a group of 4 making a getaway.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'd be back in town, not part of a group anymore, but anybody on the street.
Yeah. With a drawer full of unmarked bills someplace. Well, we got the sedan in and see if it'll give us anything.
I can drive it if you want without messing up too many prints.
Yeah, that would save some time. Hey, come here.
What have you got?
Look at the stain on the floor there.
Would that be blood?
It's hard to tell with just a flash. Let's get this thing in and put somebody to work on it.
We learned that night that the stain on the rear floor of the sedan was blood, but I didn't get its full meaning until the next morning when I showed up at police headquarters.
Good morning, Mr. Dollar.
Hi, Sergeant. Chief in?
He's been here since dawn. Go on in.
Thanks. Ah, there you are. Just called your hotel. I take it I'm late for something. Did you sew this thing up after I got out of your way?
Hardly. I asked him to speed up the autopsy on Enfield last night, and it turns out that he was beaten before he was thrown out of that car.
Oh?
And with all the rest of the damage to his head, it was easy to miss. But the fatal wounds were caused by a blunt instrument, probably a length of pipe.
And he must have known somebody in the group.
Sure he did. We've got a downright premeditated murder on our hands.
morning, Watson.
Morning, sir.
How's it going today, Watson? Better?
Yeah, I think so. You caught those guys yet?
Not yet. Have you been told that George Enfield is dead?
No. He died?
They killed him, Watson. They beat him before they pushed him out of the car.
The reason must have been because he knew one of the men, or maybe more than one. Now, I know at a time like that, things get a little out of focus. Most level-headed man in the world isn't likely to think quite straight. But we want to go over what happened with you again.
Sure, but I don't see how it could have been anything like that.
It almost has to be, Watson. They didn't kill you, so why would they kill him if they didn't have a darn good reason to?
I don't know.
Tell me, what did Enfield say while this stick-up was going on?
I don't think he said anything. I didn't hear anything he said anyway. Not any names, if that's what you mean.
Well, that's what I want you to be as clear about as you can.
I'm sure I didn't hear anything. I was talking so myself. Maybe he could have said something I didn't hear.
While you were still in the front seat?
Yes, sir. I was scared stiff, and I kept telling this guy not to shoot me. That's all I was thinking of. I was scared stiff, and I couldn't help it. All I remember is him sitting with his hands still on the wheel and those men with masks on coming for us.
When you were both on the floor of the back seat, Watson, did he say anything then?
No, sir.
What about you?
I was begging for my life, and I'm not ashamed to say so.
Well, you don't have to be.
I was saying I don't care about the money and to let me out of there. I thought they were going to kill us then, because I couldn't think of any other reason why they should take us with them.
And Enfield said nothing?
No, I'm sure he didn't. I remember now, one of the men even said something. He said, "What's the matter with you? Why aren't you begging like your buddy?" And George still didn't say anything.
Did this man call him by name?
I don't think so. No, he didn't.
Dollar?
Yeah, I think we've stayed long enough. Thanks very much, Watson.
Sure.
You may have helped us quite a lot. You get some rest now. We'll see you later.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Well, I guess the same thing occurred to you. That Enfield might have set the whole thing up, and they got rid of him because he was the only link between them and the job.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll give Watson a half-hour's rest and see if I can find out how Enfield was acting before they were stopped. Will you go out and check the widow again?
Sure. Hello, Mrs. Enfield.
What do you want?
Well, we've learned some new things about your husband's death, and I wanted to tell you about them.
What kind of thing?
May I come in for a minute?
For a minute? I got work to do.
Thanks, Mrs. Enfield.
What kind of things did you find out about George?
That he didn't die because he was pushed out of the car.
How was he then?
He died as a result of a beating. The man who stole the money killed him for one reason or another.
I don't see any difference. He's gone, and it don't change things how it happened. Is that all you came to tell me?
Mrs. Enfield, I don't understand you. Don't you want to help us find the men who killed him?
It's over with. Now I'm going to try and forget.
No, I'm afraid it's not as simple as that. I can tell you this, Mrs. Enfield. The police think it's possible that your husband was involved in that robbery.
Why do they?
I told you yesterday, those men knew so much about the habits of your husband and Watson that they must have learned from one of them or from somebody very close to either one. And Watson is pretty much cleared in their books.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I'm all mixed up. I knew something was wrong. I even thought about what you just said. But I tried not to. I didn't want it to be true.
If it's true, it'll come out. You've got to realize that, Mrs. Enfield.
My sister from Cleveland came and got the kids. She can keep the truth from them until I can move out of here. They think he was a hero. They're all I care about. Nothing can hurt me any more than he did.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Enfield.
I'll show you what kind of a man he was. This is what I found yesterday before you came. A railroad ticket. He was going to leave us. California.
What did you tell me yesterday?
I didn't want anybody to know. I was ashamed. The kids, mostly. I didn't want them ever to find out. He was going to leave us with no money, with bills we couldn't pay. And that's all. That's what he thought of us.
Was he involved in the robbery, Mrs. Enfield?
I don't know. Something was going on. For the past 2 weeks, I could tell there was something. He was out every night, He'd say it was at the High Point bowling alleys, but one night I was sick and I phoned there. He hadn't been there for 3 nights.
Do you have any idea who he'd been seeing?
No, but one night he talked on the phone to somebody named Carl. I was listening, and he said he'd meet this Carl at the High Point. That's all I know.
Nothing more definite about the robbery?
No. Except why would he buy a railroad ticket to California unless he was going to run away?
Carl at the High Point. Thanks, Mrs. Enfield. We'll see if we can find him. Comparing notes with Chief Allen made it look all the more like we were on the right track. Watson had told him that Enfield's attitude when they left the bank could have meant that he was under some kind of strain. Surprisingly, the name Carl fit in almost immediately. Carl Huffman, a punk with an unimportant police record, had been seen meeting Enfield in the High Point alleys. He was easily located and brought in for questioning.
You remember me, Huffman. What are you doing still in town?
No law says I can't be here.
Who told you to say that?
Nobody has to tell me to say something that's true.
Remember the last time you were in here?
No.
Well, I do. You were playing it big then, too. You were counting on some friends from Detroit who didn't come through. Whose gang was that, Huffman?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do. You thought it was the strongest organization in this part of the country. You thought hiding behind them you couldn't be picked up. You had the idea that just because you were on the fringe of organized crime, nobody could hurt you. But you got hurt, didn't you? A year on the last rap.
So I got a year. That settles it.
If you had any brains, Huffman, you wouldn't be where you are now. You'd be a decent citizen. But here you are. You just can't get along in the world like everybody else. All right, let's talk about George Enfield.
What about him?
Do you want to take the rap for his murder? I can give it to you.
What are you handing me? What murder?
All we need is the fact that he was with you night before last. We've got that.
It's a lie.
I'll believe our witness under oath before I believe you.
It's a lie. What witness?
Ben Hochek, at the High Point. He says you were there the other night.
Well, sure I was. There's no law against that either.
Hochek says you've been meeting Enfield there and leaving with him. He says you've been doing that for a couple of weeks.
Well, that don't mean anything.
You ought to play it smart, Huffman. He's got a lot on you.
How can he? I didn't do nothing.
You were seeing Enfield. Even his wife knew that. She knew he was planning to leave town, too.
I can't help that.
You were seeing him so you could set up that robbery, isn't that right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's get back to that other thing you don't know about. Where were you the other morning between 11 and noon?
I've already told you. I slept late.
Your hotel clerk says he saw you leave at about 10:30.
Well, he must have been mistaken.
Do you want to take this rap alone?
What rap? You got nothing on me.
We've got enough to make a charge stick.
You can't have. I didn't do nothing.
I'll show you what we've got.
You're in a bad way, Huffman. He didn't tell you yet about the witness.
How can there be a witness?
A farmer out where you dumped the Plymouth. He saw you drive it in. He watched you open the trunk and take the briefcase out. He's on his way in now.
All right. You ever see this before, Huffman?
No. I don't even know what it is.
Don't know what it is. What does it look like?
It's a piece of pipe we found in a ditch along the highway out past Federal Mills.
About a half mile beyond where you tossed Enfield out of the car.
I tell you, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at it close, Huffman. See these marks up here? They're small, but they're bloodstains.
Don't mean anything to me.
It did to Enfield.
That's what killed him.
I don't know anything about it. I never saw it before.
Then how come it's got your prints on it?
That's a lie. I never touched it. I wasn't even... Oh, what's he?
That's right. Why take it all yourself?
Look, I didn't know there was going to be any killing. If I had, I wouldn't have got mixed up in it.
Who were the rest of them?
Bill Lewick and Vern Clark. But it was Enfield's idea. He started it.
There are 2 more men, aren't there?
Oh, look, what kind of a break do I get for giving you all this?
You can make a deal with me, Huffman. You know that. Any break will have to come from the district attorney. Who are the other 2 men?
They are brothers.
Thayer brothers?
Yeah.
When did they come back to town?
A couple of weeks ago.
They've been laying mighty low. We haven't heard about it.
Well, they wanted it kept quiet. They came back to build up a new organization. Chief, look, I'm giving you a lot. I ought to get a break.
Well, it won't hurt you to cooperate.
Well, they're the ones that did the killing, Ed and Charlie.
Why?
They didn't like Enfield. They were sitting in the back seat with him. They didn't say anything till after, though. Then they said that they were afraid he'd spill everything. They knew he was going to leave town, and they said nobody'd ever find out how he was killed.
Well, the other 2 men still teamed up with him?
No, this was a first job for Lewick and Clark. They work at the Ace Trucking Company.
Now, what about the Thayer brothers? Where are they?
They're staying at their old place out at the city limit.
The Tuxedo Club?
Yeah.
Well, that's still closed up.
Well, that's where they are, unless they left when they learned you picked me up.
Well, how would they know that?
Look, I'm giving you an awful lot of stuff, Chief. They know because one of their friends has been following me around ever since the job.
Sergeant Biggins, you see? The Thayer brothers are back in town. Back? According to Huffman, they've holed up in their old joint. Get 2 or 3 squad cars out there. I don't want them to try to take the place because the Thayers have probably been tipped. I want some roadblocks set up in case they try to leave.
I'll get right on it.
And get 5 or 6 of our best men to meet me here at 4:30. We'll go out and pick them up at dusk.
I got the background on the Thayer brothers while Chief Allen and I were on our way to pick up the other 2 men named by Huffman. They'd been at the bottom of most of the organized crime in Youngstown when Allen had taken over. The fight against them had become almost a personal one. It ended when the Thayers left town, and the fear now is that it would be reopened. There was no trouble from William Lewick and Vernon Clark, a couple of first-timers out for some easy money. Their statements bore out Carl Huffman's that the Thayer brothers had done the killing. At 4:30, the process of bringing them in got underway.
According to Fredericks, they tried to leave a little after 3. They pulled out in a gray sedan, but when they saw the roadblock, they turned back. So that's what we face. They know we're coming. They're waiting for us. You men were picked because you've all been up against them before. You know what to expect. Anybody have a question? All right, we better get started.
Anything happening, Biggins? Some guy from a grocery store back near that crossroad got curious and came to talk to us. He says the Thayers have been coming in his store. He says they've been drunk for the last couple of days.
That's something to think about, Chief.
I know it is. If they're gassed up, they're a cinch to make a play.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who's that up ahead? Well, that's Samuels. He got here just a minute ago. Walter and Hayes are with him, both with Thompsons.
Good.
Hey, no lights in the place. I don't know what they're thinking. They must know we're coming.
What's the layout of the place?
Well, the living quarters are in the rear. That's where they'll probably be, but, Biggins. Yes, sir.
You take one of the men with the Thompson, go in the front. I want the other to cover me at the rear door.
Walter's back there already.
Good. Well, let's get it done, then. Dollar? It's my case, too, Chief. Okay. Good luck, Biggins.
Yes, sir.
I'm moving in now, Walter.
Right.
Yeah. That's the door, Dollar. Good. There aren't any windows. No. You can cover me from here. Don't be a hero in front of that door. I'll watch it.
Ed, Charlie, police.
Chief Allen.
He's all right.
All right, Walter. The Thompson, if they want it that way.
Hey, come on, give me a hand.
Expense account item 2, $104 miscellaneous. Item 3, same as item 1, transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $195.20. Remarks? A reasonable figure, I think, considering not only the recovery of most of the stolen money, but also the fact that the company received the personal services of my good friend, Chief of Police Edward J. Allen. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien can now be seen starring in the Paramount Pictures Technicolor production, Silver City. Featured in tonight's cast were Ed Begley, Bill Johnstone, Parley Bear, Virginia Gregg, Tim Graham, and Stacey Harris. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dick Cutting inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Time now for
Johnny Dollar.
George Reed, Johnny, at Floyd's of England.
How are you, George?
Do you by any chance remember Durango Laramie Dalhart?
From that place out in Oklahoma with the crazy name of Bum Spung?
That's right. Now, Johnny...
How could I ever forget him? And more to the point, has he ever forgiven you?
Forgiven me?
After all, you were the one who accused him of passing counterfeit money.
Well, I
When all he did was wash and starch and iron a few $100 bills to make him look nice and new and crisp.
Well, I'm quite frank to admit I was entirely wrong about him that time.
Hey, tell me, does he still pay his premiums in brand new money and in person?
Yes, and that's what has me worried.
How do you mean?
Well, he wrote me some time ago and said he'd be here on the 10th of last month to pay his regular $4,500 premium.
10th of last... Well, that's nearly 6 weeks ago.
Exactly. And he hasn't appeared.
Well, did you write or wire him to see what's holding him up?
I got no answer. Johnny, I think something's happened to him. After all, with the way he flashes money around, it's a wonder somebody hasn't knocked him off long before this.
George, if anything's happened to old Durango Laramie Dalhart.
Yeah, I thought you'd feel that way about it.
Yeah. I'll let you know what I find out when I get to, if you'll pardon the expression, Bum Spunk.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Durango Laramie matter. George Reed has quite a penchant for handing me really offbeat cases. But for once, this looked like serious business. Expense account item 1, 9420, transportation. I arrived in Enid, Oklahoma shortly after 4 a.m. Item 2, $1.85 for breakfast. Item 3, $50 deposit on a rental car. I headed due north on Highway 81, across some of the flattest plains country I've ever seen, that I hadn't expected to see again so soon. About 27 miles further on, after crossing what remains of the Salt Fork of the Arkansas, I spotted the familiar weather-beaten sign indicating that Bum Spung was somewhere up a rough dirt road to the left. Bum Spung, named by the Indians. It means bad water. And finally there it was, the same old broken wooden fence surrounding a couple of acres of poor sandy ground. The same ramshackle house, the broken-down barn, propped up in spots with timbers. And in the yard were the same two sad-looking cows I'd seen on my previous visit. The swayback horse and the friendly, mangy, toothless hound, some decrepit-looking chickens. Bum Spunk, so-called ranch of Durango Laramie Dalhart, who'd made it in oil and who chose to settle down in this lonely, desolate spot. And standing there looking at it, it was hard to believe that the inside of the huge, unpainted house was clean, modern, well-furnished, thanks to his niece Carol, who occasionally came up to see the old man. As I swung aside the sagging wire gate, I wondered if she was here now. I wondered if anyone was here, but not for long. Durango! Durango, it's Johnny Dollar.
Get outside that fence, you meddling young varmint. It's here now is private property.
Wait a minute. You're not Durango. I came here to see Durango Laramie Dalhart.
Oh, you did, eh? Well, Durango ain't here.
Now look, you.
Oh, you shut up that gate and drive away from here. You see this here now, Tussy?
Drive away? After you've blown a hole in one of my tires?
I did, eh? Well, I guess that wasn't very sociable, now was it?
Hey, look, lower that gun for a minute, will you?
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. You try anything funny and I'll let you have it. Only, I guess it is up to me to fix that there tire for you, ain't it?
Huh?
After all, as long as I done it. Let me take a look and make sure you just ain't up to some trick here.
Yeah, but I am.
Huh? Hey!
Just give me that gun now.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you...
Okay. Now, who are you and what are you doing here and where's Durango?
My hoppers, sonny. You sure pack a punch.
Start talking, mister. Who are you?
Who am I? Side Widener Wilson, that's who I am. Who'd you think? And who are you?
Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Why, old Durango sent me a telegram, that's why.
Oh, yeah?
Sure. Here now. Read it for yourself.
To Mr. Sidewinder Wilson, Gunsight Oil Field, somewheres near the Petterdale River, Texas.
Yeah, that's where the field is, and that's where I got this telegram.
Get yourself up here to Bumspong.
That's what he said.
Take care of my ranch for a while and get here fast, signed Durango.
Yeah. Now, you satisfied?
Just who are you, Sidewinder?
Who am I? Durango's oldest, bestest friend is all. Known him since we rigged together in the oil fields before he made his gold strike up in Colorado, that's who. So when he tells me to come up here and take care of things, I come, that's all. What do you expect? But now look here, Johnny, here's what you say your name is?
Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, well, there's something I don't like about Durango's going away this time.
What do you mean?
What I mean the way he must have left in a powerful hurry, that's why. You know Durango pretty good?
Pretty good.
Well, can you see him leaving this nice house of his'n with all the doors and windows unlocked?
He wasn't here when you arrived?
No, sir. He'd already went away. And can you see him leaving no food around for the cattle and Methuselah and Primrose?
Methuselah and Primrose? What is this?
Your horse and this nice old dog here. And what about the tractor? Just sitting out there in the field, plows down halfway up a furrow.
What are you getting at, Sidewinder?
What am I getting at? I'm a saying he must have left in an awful hurry, that's all. And if you ask me, there's something funny about it, and I don't mean funny, ha-ha.
Yeah, I think you got something there. You see, he was due in Hartford, Connecticut over 6 weeks ago.
Pay up on his insurance, huh?
That's right.
All loaded down with brand new money, I bet.
Probably.
Yeah, I've told that crazy old coyote 1,000 times that he oughtn't to go traipsing all over the country with all that money in his kit. Johnny, if he ain't showed up the way he was supposed, it just means one solitary single thing.
Like what, Sidewinder?
Like what? Well, like somebody's waylaid and bushwhacked him for his money, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. But, Sidewinder, I sure hope you're wrong.
Johnny, I sure hope I'm wrong.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband. Hi, honey. Did you fix the windshield wipers?
I sure did, Reba. How's that?
Oh, you fixed them. Good for you, Donald.
Thank you, my dear. Well, that's that. Now, if it rains, we're prepared for it, huh? I feel better now.
Oh, me too. A driver has to see the danger if he expects to avoid it.
That's right. And also keep the back and side windows clear in rain and snowy weather.
That's right. Oh, how about the horn?
The horn?
The horn doesn't work, Sergeant. Aren't you going to fix it?
No, I don't think so. Frankly, Reba, I hate horns. Whenever there's a traffic jam, the first thing some guys do is blow their horn.
Which does absolutely no good.
Of course not. All it does is jar everyone's nerves. No, I don't think I'll fix them.
Oh, but now wait a minute, Don.
Hmm?
Look, supposing we're driving along and suddenly we see a youngster on his bicycle headed right out into the street. Sounding that horn will warn him and possibly avoid a tragic accident.
Yes, that's true, but...
Or supposing we're driving on the highway, and just as we're about to pass a car, that car decides to pull out into our lane and pass the car ahead of him. He obviously doesn't see us, and he won't hear us shout. But one little beep on that horn, and he'll automatically scoot back and avoid a collision.
Reba, you've convinced me. Even though it can be a nuisance, the automobile horn is a necessity.
Then you'll repair it?
Immediately.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Durango Laramie Matter.
Durango Laramie Delharts. Great old character from Bumspong, Oklahoma. Gone. Disappeared. His pal, Sidewinder Wilson, a bit of a character himself, had no idea what might have happened to him, but feared the worst. And I had to agree that his fears were justified. But tell me this, Sidewinder. Have you heard anything from Durango's niece, Carol?
You mean that pretty little gal fixed up this place for him so nice, kind of looks after him?
That's the one.
Well, say, don't she live down to Enid?
Enid, yes, runs a gas station.
That's right, sign of the Flying Red Horse.
Come on, help me fix this tire. We'll drive back to Enid.
Well, I'll help you fix the tire, but I'm staying right here.
Oh, why?
Why? Because Durango's trusted me to take care of the place. And if he does turn up, God willing, I'll be here to have him get in touch with you.
Okay, now let's get this tire fixed.
No, wait. Look.
Huh?
See that fancy convertible coming up the road?
I not only saw the convertible, but more important, who was in it, who pulled up alongside the fence and stepped out. She was 23 or 4, a tall, slim brunette wearing a neatly tailored skirt, a tight-fitting silk blouse. Neat, trim. She looked like she'd just stepped out of Charles of the Ritz.
Well, I'll be dog-blasted, Johnny!
Carol, how are you?
You couldn't resist my fatal charms. I couldn't stay away. Just with that.
Whoa, now, wait a minute.
The matter is you don't like that.
Oh, no, come here, Gal.
Now, Johnny,
Yeah? Carol?
Oh, Johnny. Gee. Oh, you shut up, Sidewinder. Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
By coming by Gory, Durango could see Durango.
Oh, yeah. Carol, listen to me.
You gonna propose, Johnny?
Where's Durango? Have you heard anything from him since he left here 6 weeks ago?
He went to Hartford.
But he has no ride there.
Oh, now don't you start worrying none about old Uncle Durango or anything. You sure, Johnny?
I'm sure.
That crazy old goop setting out across the country with over $50,000 in money in his pants? He ought to know better than to... Oh, Johnny, do you think something's happened to him?
You ask me, I think somebody's killed him for that money.
Oh, no.
You haven't heard from him since he left?
Only a postcard from Chicago where he stayed overnight at some fancy hotel. And, Johnny, that wasn't like him.
What do you mean?
Oh, it was before he went straight to Hartford.
That real estate man was from Chicago, Carol.
What real estate man?
Oh, he used to come out here looking for people with oil money. Tried to get Durango to invest in real estate, Florida, New England.
Well, what did his postcard say?
Nothing, really. Just that he was staying overnight. And before he come back, he was going to look at Ong's hat.
Who is Ong?
Oh, he was always writing silly stuff like that. I don't know.
Ong.
Oh, Johnny, what do we do?
Where's the nearest phone?
Back in Enid.
Then come on, that's where we're going. In Enid, I put in a long-distance call to Phil Avery, an old friend at International Press Service, in the hope that if Durango's body had been picked up anywhere in the country, the news files would have some note of it.
Durango Laramie Dalhart? That's a man's name?
Yeah, Phil. Does it mean anything to you?
I'll say this, Johnny. If a name like that had ever come in over the wires, I'd certainly remembered it.
But it hasn't.
Not to my knowledge. Incidentally, what's this all about?
Oh, he left here loaded with cash. Now he's disappeared.
No clues?
Only that he's planned to see some guy named Ong.
Ong?
For some crazy reason, he's interested in Ong's hat.
Well, that's about as silly as... Ong's hat, did you say? Oh, no.
You mean that rings a bell?
Are you kidding? Of course it does. Oh, no.
Phil. Phil. Phil, listen, will you? This may be a matter of life or death. Phil.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband.
Reba! Reba!
What is it, Donald?
Confounded Reba, I can't find the fountain pen. I've looked all through this desk.
Here it is, dear.
Here it is.
You must have used it as a marker when you were reading this book. Let's see, this great literary classic, Six-Gun Showdown at Powder River Gulch.
All right, never mind about my reading habits. Just look at the coverage we're going to get with this new auto accident policy.
Let's see. We have collision.
$50 deductible.
Fire, theft, public liability, property damage, medical benefits. In other words, we have complete coverage.
That's right. Of course, it's going to cost us money. I'm sending the company a check right now. Gee, it's too bad we don't live in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? Why?
Oh, because then our rates would be lower. Rhode Island has less accidents per capita than any other state.
Oh. Well, which state has the highest?
Let me see. Here it is, Nevada. No, by golly, Nevada's second highest. Alaska has the most.
Really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just too bad we can't eliminate traffic accidents completely. Not only would it save life and limb, but it'd be a lot less strain on the pocketbook.
Yeah, that's for sure. These automobile accident policies get more expensive every year, just because there's so many costly accidents.
Well, I'm glad we've got some good insurance coverage, Donald, but just remember one thing.
Oh, what's that, honey?
Well, some auto accidents ruin a fender, and some ruin a family.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
But as far as I'm concerned, I don't want any of your old insurance money. I want you, here at home, safe and sound. You'll always drive carefully, won't you?
Yes, I will, dear.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Durango Laramie Matter.
Phil, will you stop that howling and make some sense? This could be a matter of life or death.
Arg? Arg, did you say?
That's right. You know who he is.
Arg? Oh, no.
Do you know him?
No, I don't know the Arg, but I know what it is.
Huh?
Arg's Hat, New Jersey.
What?
Sure. down in the pine and cranberry bog country. Down near Mount Holly, south of Trenton.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious.
Johnny.
Okay, Phil.
Well, that's where the big
Okay, Phil, thanks.
Johnny, I found the car to that real estate promoters in Chicago.
Good. We'll take the first flight we can get out of Tulsa.
Wait.
Come on, Carol, we're on our way. Expense account item 16480, plane fare and incidentals. In Chicago, we stopped over long enough to pay a brief, unpleasant visit with one J. Harry Cramlin, real estate promoter, at his office just off the loop.
So, what if I did sell this Dale Hard character some land over in New Jersey? What's it to you? You trying to cut in on a good thing?
How much did you sell him, Mr. Cramlin?
Oh, a little over $35,000 worth. But now if
What was it, a lot of worthless swampland?
He didn't seem to think so, after the glowing report I gave him.
Why did he buy it?
Because the old fool thinks there's oil on it.
Cramlin, if you've taken Durango...
Now, ain't that a name? Durango Laramie Dalhart.
If he's been chipped in this deal, well, you better duck the next time you see me coming.
You threatening me? About a cash, perfectly legal deal?
Oh, I'm sure it was legal. But oil in South Jersey. Cramlin, my warning still goes. The next leg of our flight took us to Philadelphia. There I rented another car. That's $50 deposit, item 5. We drove across the Delaware River and picked up Route 537 to Mount Holly. There we stopped for a sandwich and a Coke. That's item 6. And there a passing glance at the newspaper headlines stopped me in my tracks. Something about a big oil development at... Yeah, you guessed it. At Ong's Hat. We burned up Highway 530 to Pemberton, then hit a sandy back road that led deep into the pine and scrub oak. Finally, suddenly, we came to a clearing. And there, well, there must have been 100 cars, expensive ones, some of them chauffeured limousines, and people milling about, haranguing each other, shouting each other down. And right in the middle of the crowd, a tall, angular man in blue jeans and a 10-gallon hat. Durango.
Johnny, there he is. Durango!
And then I saw something else on the edge of the clearing. 2 brand-new towering oil derricks.
Come on, Johnny, let's get him away from that mob.
Not only was he cheated by that shyster real estate operator into thinking he was buying oil land, but he's thrown more money away building those derricks.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, that mob is probably trying to sell him enough rigging and pumps and equipment to fleece him royally. 10 to 1, somebody in that crowd's offered him the Brooklyn Bridge to boot.
Listen, we gotta stop him. If only I'd gone to shooting
And
our...
Durango since.
Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Durango.
Well, what the dog blasted tarnation ever rung you out to the start?
Oh, Durango, y'all skunks, you're all okay.
Why, sure I am. Come on in this shack here so we can get away from this blasted crowd. Come on, come on. You look here, Johnny. What are you doing with my little Carol, huh?
I'll tell you, Durango.
You sneak out to Enid behind my back and hitch up with her? All right, get on in there now where we can have some peace. Just sit down where you can. All right now, you young rascal. Is that what you done? Gone and got married?
Well, of course not, you old goot.
Oh, well, doggone it, that's what I was hoping for.
Oh, goot.
Why don't you give me that, gal? I know how you was talking ever since Johnny come out to Bum Spung last year.
Durango, you
What
shut
you
up.
say?
I'm afraid this trip is on business, Durango.
Business? With a pretty gal like Carol here? You... And, how'd you two get here, anyway?
Johnny brought me on the plane, but what difference?
Oh, he did. Eh? Transported you across state line, huh? A whole lot of 'em. And there ain't no law about that. Why, Jake, you two are going to have to get married.
Durango.
And I'm just the one to see that you do. I don't carry this old 6-gun for nothing.
Durango, will you shut up and let Johnny tell you why he's been looking all over for you?
What do you mean, looking, Jake? Huh?
Durango, you've been had.
Me?
By the crook who told you this was oil land.
Ah, Johnny, I knowed it warn't the minute I seen it.
But you put up derricks, so they must have caught you.
Sure, they caught me plenty. It just, a funny thing happened.
Oh, now wait a minute.
Sir, the minute the folks got wind of me, a millionaire oil man from Texas and Oklahoma putting up the derrick. Johnny, that's my word of honor. I've told every one of them people, I've told them that there ain't no oil here.
You mean you
Yes, sir, I've told them till I was blue in the face.
Durango.
But would that stop them? That wouldn't stop them from wanting to buy this land away from me, no, sir.
And you've been selling it?
Why, sure. I told them it was no good, but I just couldn't stop them. So far, I've come out a mite over $65,000 to the good. Wait a minute, I say.
Yeah?
Johnny Dollar, are you here to buy a piece of my land or to marry my little Carol here?
Oh, now, Durango.
Believe you me, it better be both. Now, how about it?
Expense account item 7, $1,000 even. The company now owns a small hunk of land in Ong's Hat, New Jersey. As for Carol, that devil-loving doll, well, someday, maybe someday. Expense account total, including incidentals and transportation back to Hartford, $1,416 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote today's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, G. Stanley Jones, Junius Matthews, Alan Reed, Frank Nelson, and John McIntyre. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, has been a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.